Hey everybody, welcome to another episode. Welcome to The Real Debaters. I am Michael Petrow, and hello listener. This week on the show we got a special features for you. If this is your first time, this is our bonus content programming where we do our one-offs, our events and our interviews and so on and so forth. This is Ian Bawa and Michael Petrow do Oscar predictions 2023. We work through the entire list and we take the variety method, which is who do we want to win, who do we think is going to win, which maybe aren't the same, and who got snubbed. We go through each category for you. So that's who's on the show. That's what's on the show for you this week, ladies and gentlemen. The only announcement I have, April 27th, 7 to 9 p.m., we're doing movie trivia night at the Little Brown Jug, 336 William Avenue in Winnipeg, Manitoba. Tickets are limited. I say that again. Tickets are limited. We want to get as many people in there as possible, but there's only room for 60. So $5 right now on Eventbrite, eventbrite.ca, the app, wherever you can find Eventbrite, you can find the tickets. Buy them. Delicious beer. General movie knowledge trivia. I must stress this. You don't need to be like a hard-in-the-paint cinephile to get some of these answers. Grandma could do this trivia. All right. So again, 7 to 9 p.m., April 27th. Little Brown Jug, 3 rounds. We're going to send you the movies, kids. We're going to be giving away movie passes as well. So you can't go wrong with fun movie trivia, idiots who like to have fun with you guys, delicious beer, and you're going to Landmark Theaters. We'll send you to Landmark Theaters. That's it. That's how it works. April 27th, kids, get your tickets now. I don't have anything else for you this week. Here is our Oscar predictions. Some of them might ruffle some feathers. Some of them might be on point. Some of them are shots in the dark. Who knows? That's the best part about the Oscars. You never know because it's live television. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I will cue that reel, and you enjoy the show.
Let's tidy up this tangle of film by putting it on a reel. Here is a motion picture film, 1,000 feet, 16,000 separate photographs.
Welcome, everybody, to the official space section of the chart.
The truth! You can't handle the truth! Sir, you're out of order. Out of order? I show you out of order!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Real Debaters podcast. Welcome back to the show. Hello, listener. I'm one of your fabled hosts, Michael Petrow. Sitting across from me is
Ian Bawa.
And this is our special features, Oscars, predictions, picks, snubs, all things Oscars. Right, Ian?
I'm very excited. I love Oscars. I love betting. I love gambling.
Do you bet on these?
I have made money.
You have made money?
Specifically the year, the La La Land year.
Oh, really?
And it's funny because
you mean the Moonlight Land year?
The Moonlight, yeah. the Moonlight, so that mistake helped me win.
Really?
So, because I was like, I lost by 1 point. And then they're like, we did a mistake. Moonlight, you won. I was like, I won by 1 point. Like, it was literally that. And I won 3 pools, so I did all the same bets. So I had like 19 out of like whatever, 28, right? Whatever the category numbers are.
Yeah. 30,
30?
39.
Okay. Yeah.
30 categories.
Jesus.
39 movies.
Okay. So
spread across 30
category. I believe I think I got 22 right, which was pretty good, like, so in all my pools. So I won all my pools.
23 categories.
Okay, I was right. Okay, so yeah, I was right. I got 20.
I'm wrong.
I'm like, I feel like I got in like 19, 18. I only had 3 wrong, I remember. So I remember being shocked because I was like, oh, I got Suicide Squad right, like for visual effects.
That giant starro was a definite fit for
yeah.
VFX. I mean, it looked really good.
Yeah. Oh, no, that was for, the original Suicide Squad.
Oh, the first one, okay.
Yeah, that got a visual effect. Or, sorry, makeup effect. Yeah.
For who? Joker?
Don't look at me. I'm like, I don't know. I didn't give the Oscars. Probably like the, Tattoo Man and...
oh, yeah. Adam Beach's quick in and out.
Yeah, that, the reptile dude.
Oh, okay.
Like, there was things.
Oh, yeah, there was.
There was things.
I pretend that Suicide Squad started with James Gunn's iteration.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's my hard reboot.
I think that's the right way. Like, we forget Will Smith is around. But yeah.
Speaking of
Oscars, yeah.
No, last year we did bingo, and Kelly and Chad came over, friends of ours, listener, and they had a blast. And now Tony's coming over this year. Another big movie family friend.
He's gonna fuck it up.
No, he's hard like us. Like he commits to it. So we're gonna do a pot this year.
Okay.
And throw some money into it instead of just bragging
Interesting.
rights.
So I do have a question. When you watch, so this pissed me off one time because I went to a party and the person had it. I didn't know this. I went to like an Oscar, which is why I kind of stopped going to Oscar parties.
Yeah, I invited you, and you're like, I kind of like to stay home.
Well, it's because of this. I'll tell you the
okay,
reason.
All right.
So this person, I went to this house, and the person had like food and all this stuff. She had it PVR'd by 10 minutes, ahead so she could skip through the commercial, which drove me insane because that's when I like talking about like, oh, that was crazy, or go to the washroom, grab
Take a
some
break.
snack, take a break. So she was like, and then she started at one point fast forwarding through the speeches. And I was like, no, don't do that. I'm like, this is why I'm here. Like, why are we shortening? Like, this is the whole point.
Yeah.
So like, and also while I watch it, I like being like looking at Twitter. Like, it's the
So
only
do
time
I.
of the year I look at Twitter.
Me too.
So and I tweet.
live tweet.
I live tweet too.
I retweeted everything last year
Yes,
so
same.
that the 102 people that follow us on Twitter knew what was up and made my comments.
Yeah.
And then like refreshed for 37
Yes.
minutes trying to see the Will Smith.
Yes,
Like, you're locked in.
Same, yeah. No, so like because of that, I got very like, and like, you know, I've also, it's like going to see a movie with someone. Like, I'm very particular about who I watch the Oscars with because I don't want them fucking. Sometimes I like to talk, but like I'm also like, just shut the fuck up, you know. Sometimes like,
Yeah, and if you don't know how to watch the Oscars, which is like fuck around in between the seat breaks
Yep.
and the vamping, but like when we go to announce,
Yep.
shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Like,
And then we'll come back to talking after the speech is done.
one of the best years was after my dad passed away, and it was actually my main tradition was usually watching it with my dad because it was around the same time as his birthday, because his birthday is February 26th. So it's it usually landed.
2 weeks out.
Yeah, it usually landed on his birthday or around the same time. So we'd watch it together, and like the year before he passed away, I remember us watching it, and that year particularly, I was traveling to a lot of festivals, and I think Guillermo del Toro was on TV, and I was like, Dad, I was just at a festival, and he was there, or someone, it was Bong Joon-ho for Parasite.
Okay.
And I was like, Dad, I was at a festival, sitting right next to him, and like Ryan, you know, like Rain. Sorry, I can't even think of who. But anyways, there was a bunch of people I recognized, and I was saying like, I met him at a festival. I saw him at a festival. And my dad's like, maybe one day you'll be there. And I was like, oh, that's really nice, you know. Like he said it very like sincerely, and
And you've been chasing that.
yeah,
ever since.
always.
Yeah.
That's always been a dream. And then like the year after, I was very sad because I was like, oh, you know, I can't watch with my dad. And I was like, what do I do? And I knew I didn't want to. At that year, I didn't want to watch with anyone. But I went with my dog. I went to Safeway. I bought like just really nice foods, and I made this beautiful like steak dinner. Bought some like nice at the time non-alcoholic beer, and just like hung out and kind of dressed up. I'm not gonna lie, fit a little bow tie on Diamond, my dog,
Did you have,
and like
did you have
and just,
wardrobe
like,
changes in between.
No, but like we hung out and just watched it. It was actually really nice. I was like, this is kind of fun just to sit
Totally.
on the ground and watch it with my dog, and it was fun. It was actually I'd say it was a bad year for the Oscars. It was like during the pandemic where they had that tiny one, and
I didn't even watch.
Nomadland. Yeah, it was the Nomadland year, and yeah, it was awkward. It was very awkward.
Watching everybody try to shift that year during award season was really difficult because they're like, how do we keep you giving a fuck?
Yeah.
And we're all, you know, everyone's at home in their gown. And I'm like, why are you? Come on.
Yeah.
Like, we're really forcing the at home in the gown.
They had majority of people there for the most part. I think there was a couple that couldn't come for whatever immigrant or visa reasons,
Yeah.
or COVID reasons. But they had a majority of people there. It was a smaller. Steven Soderbergh directed it. So the intro of it is very interesting. Like there's a whole like almost Ocean's 11 walking scene where all these big stars are walking with an Oscar to the stage, and that's how and they show credits in the beginning of the Oscars.
Odd.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, I don't. It was a
Is
very
Brad
odd
Pitt
year.
eating nachos?
Yeah,
off
right.
in the corner?
Yeah, I know, eating shrimps. Yeah, it's really odd. And that was also the same year, I believe, where they did Best Picture and then Best Actor.
That's true.
That was that year. So
That fucked everything up.
that really fucked everything.
And then, hey, let's not put, you know, some of the crew positions on the main primetime last year.
That was shitty. They've tried to shorten it every year. I think this year there hasn't been anything announced that they're cutting.
They said everything comes back.
Great, because they got Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah.
He's hosting, which is like the last time he hosted was the La La Land year. And you know what? He's good. He tries to push the envelope. Like, I say that so like, you know, to an extent.
He doesn't push it as far as Ricky does.
Oh, yeah,
but
exactly.
he does mention the elephant in the room.
He does, exactly. Which is, you know what? Good enough. Like, I don't think the Oscars will ever get to a point where it's like mainstream, everyone's watching it. Like, I don't think it will ever be Super Bowl.
Gone are the Billy Crystal days.
Yeah, and even then, I don't think they ever got like insane ratings. I think they
But
did
they
decent.
had ratings that justified
Yeah.
doing it and the big musical. You know what?
Yeah.
Before we get into any more of this,
Yes.
Listener, we have some housekeeping that we want to let you be aware of. Two things. First of all, the more important of the two, Seeking Fire, Ian's new documentary about how to retire early. Bet you never thought you'd hear about that lesson here on The Real Debaters. This film can be seen right now on Amazon Prime in Canada and America, both sides.
I
Can they get
believe
it?
so. If it's not on Amazon, it's somewhere on America. But
Yeah.
yeah, I believe it's Amazon Prime as well.
It's on Amazon Prime. Next
Use
to the-
NordVPN.
Yeah, whatever. Fucking watch it in Scotland. Who knows?
Yeah.
But it's all about him and your producing partner and I can't remember his name.
Quan Luang.
Quan Loang. Sorry, Quan. Quan.
Quan.
Thank you. Not with a G. And you guys traveled. You went everywhere. You interviewed
Yeah.
people from different
Exactly.
walks of life and how they've had financial success.
Yeah,
right?
Financial independence, retire early. So we, it's basically just showcasing these different
fire.
people.
How
Fire.
fun.
So,
Acronym.
so how, and it's just our journey of, can we do this? Being like me being in my 30s, him being in his 20s. Can we figure this out? Can we hack the system? And yeah, it's fun. It's like a 90-minute doc of us traveling just North America, Canada, the world. We go to Vietnam at one point, but yeah, no, it's fun. It's a very easy watch, and if you're in the finance world specifically, I think you'd really enjoy it.
Fucking should get an Oscar nomination for best doc. But
Yeah,
whatever.
right,
They
yeah.
don't know what they're talking about. And us, listener, if you haven't caught the good word by following us, or if you're new and you're from Winnipeg and you want to have some fun, we're doing trivia August 27th at Little Brown Jug, 7 to 9 p.m. Teams of 4. Max is 60 people. Tickets are limited, and they are incredibly fucking cheap. It is $5 for 3 rounds of trivia with the chance to win passes to the movies, courtesy of The Real Debaters. We're going to send you to the movies.
Oh my god!
We're going to send a whole team of people to the movies somehow.
Which theater?
Which one do you think?
I know.
You know.
You know what?
What's the one that helped us out before with outdated gift certificates?
I will say, my theater, we're in Winnipeg, is Grant Park, but only because, they have very fancy seats. It's not because of the fancy seats. It's because of the way they have these giant seats. People are spread out more. It's less talking.
Yes.
And it's also less people in the theaters. And so because of that, you don't get the giggly little high school kids, even if they're there.
I know.
So it's quieter.
I went to go see a movie at Silver City.
Yep.
And had to listen to a bunch of kids behind me acting like idiots to the point where I held my phone up in front of me and tweeted exactly what they were saying and arguing. And the guy behind me was like, nice tweet. And I was like, nice brain. That was a really weak comeback.
Yeah.
But at Landmark, you don't have those problems.
No.
So Landmark will be the theater of our choosing to send you to. All 3 teams will get to go to the movies courtesy of us. Tickets are $5 each. They're on sale on Eventbrite right now, eventbrite.ca, Eventbrite the app. Just search The Real Debaters Trivia.
I was on the news recently just for my dog and I were volunteering.
They mention us?
We didn't know, but I was saying at one point they were interviewing me, and then I went because we were talking about adopting dogs and stuff, and I said, actually, the next 100 people that adopt a dog, I will give $1 million to. And I was saying, I'm like, but you have to keep counting. I'm like, and I said that on the news, and I was like, man, I want to start doing that where I throw insane concepts, be
like Mr. Beast style.
Yeah. Like I want to do that. Like I'll be like, okay, Real Debater listeners, I will give you $1 billion if you can figure out how, I don't know,
I know.
Just do
I have to really watch how much we give away on the show because I'm responsible for it.
Right.
But yeah, so get your tickets. We hope to see you there. It's lots of fun. Half of us are going to be asking questions, and we're going to rotate, and then half of us are going to be in the crowd. We're going to have clips related to this stuff. It'll be kind of a helpful way to get the answer, perhaps. Maybe 1 or 2 of us will do some dumbass impressions. It's a fun night full of delicious beer trivia and us. April 27th, 7 to 9 p.m. Don't forget. Anyways, that's it for housekeeping. Let us dig in to the show.
Bumper. I feel like there's a bumper there.
There's a bumper there. I put it in after. So we're going to do this the way that Variety has taught Ian and me over the years, which is we're going to go through each category. Some of them are going to go long. Some of them are going to go short because either we haven't seen shit, and it's just what's in the zeitgeist, as you mentioned.
We can't see all the movies.
It's
but
damn near impossible.
I feel very confident to what I have seen.
Me too. And there's still 2 weeks. Where we record this, we're 2 weeks out. So
I know what I'm going to try to watch versus what I need to watch.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
If I don't watch this, I know I'll be shamed for it versus I could get away with it.
Yeah.
So we're going to go with who do we think is going to win? And then we're going to put it on our checklist. Then we're going to go with who do we want to win?
Yep.
Right. And then who got snubbed if we have a snub in that category.
And how would you like to start? We didn't actually go talk about that.
Well, you know what? I want to do this. You know what? let's do this down the page. Let's just
Okay.
make this easy.
Okay,
Let's not
fair
get
enough.
complicated.
I don't
here.
mind. Yeah,
So, actually,
I know. It's like, do we start
with Best Picture? Like,
I feel like
that's.
that.
I don't think we should. I think we should start with visual effects.
I think we got to foreplay a little bit.
Okay, yeah. We'll get listener a little wet first
Yeah,
before we start throwing out what deserves the
Yeah,
biggest
yeah.
accolade of the
Little
year.
back massage.
Okay, so visual effects, listener, if you don't know, All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of the Water, The Batman, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, and Top Gun: Maverick are nominated with no one less. Actually, Avatar's got the 77% critic score. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Everyone else is 80 or higher, and Avatar gets the 77 because it's courtesy of Rotten Tomatoes.
Yep.
Thanks, RT. You go first. Who do you think's going to pull? Who do you think's going to win?
Avatar will win.
Yeah, there's no question.
Likely should win as well. And it's just, they did a big achievement. It's weird. I feel like Top Gun is deserving to be in there, but it's like,
How so?
it's also like, it's practical, a lot of it, right?
Everything's shot in cockpit.
Yeah, I feel like there's probably still like visual effects
There,
involved.
yeah. I mean, some of the exterior shots of them like running a mission or something, I imagine would have some VFX.
Agreed.
Avatar was made to win this award.
Exactly. Like, that's the thing. If there's one, like, All Quiet, I feel like, I'm sure there's something
Visually
there.
stunning.
Visually stunning.
Maybe the tank scene.
Yeah, that movie itself is like hard to watch.
I can't wait
but
to get it. That's
Yeah, we will get into that. The Batman's very good as well, but like no, it's Avatar. It's no question.
We shouldn't have a show if we don't think Avatar's going to win.
Yeah,
it doesn't
like-
take a Freud to figure that out.
Yeah, like and I don't even think there was much for snubs in that category. Like I like offhand, like I can't really even think of like anything that was like really I was overwhelmed. Like even if you think of the Marvel movies of that year, like.
I don't want to.
I know. Well, it was like it's funny because like Wakanda Forever is probably in there because of like it being one of the ones that's getting nominated a bit more. But like
the world they created with Tolakan and
true,
and
actually a lot of the water stuff.
the
in
water
that's very pretty.
stuff. Like
Yeah.
it's water for water, Avatar and
Because
Wakanda Forever.
maybe Doctor Strange had some good visual effects at times. I don't like that movie that much, but like I think like it has some interesting visual effects.
It
stuff.
does. I mean, when they got into
The horror movie
the
stuff?
horror aspect,
Yeah.
yeah, that might be a snub.
That might be the closest to it.
But is it hard to snub a Marvel movie?
No,
it's
exactly.
not hard.
That's the
They
thing.
do it all the time.
Yeah. But like to be fair, I think visual effects also ends up being like a Marvel superhero movie. Like it's been nominated in the past.
Yeah, true. It
So-
has been. Yeah,
But yeah, it's Avatar, right?
it's
Yeah.
Avatar, hands down. Next up on the list, we'll go backwards here until we run into something we need to throw. To
Yeah,
the
yeah,
end.
yeah.
Film editing with the Banshees of Inisherin. You're fucking stupid. Elvis.
I just don't like you.
I just don't like you no more. Everything Everywhere All at Once, Hot Dog Fingers, Tar, and Top Gun Maverick. Now, you're the filmmaker. I'm the fucking nerd. I just appreciate editing that isn't hard rights, hard lefts, and keeps me in story where I'm like, why did we cut hard here? Like,
Right.
I don't look for the smooth transition. I don't look for the stuff where it's like there was a cut and you can't tell. What do you think out of what you've seen? I've seen everything except Everywhere and Tar, and I'm watching.
You haven't seen Everywhere?
You know what?
That's crazy.
I know it is. I'm whittling away at Shauna.
Oh,
it's the one
man.
she's like, I fucking don't want to see it, and I'm like,
That's almost like kind of.
I will watch it. It's on my
No,
list
I
for this week.
believe you. It's fun. It's going to be like this will be interesting because you haven't seen that yet. Like doing this list. So
Well,
I feel like your things may change at some extent. I know you're like you keep up and you know what's going on. So like so I would say like with editing for me, because I think you're right. Everything you said, like sometimes they don't cut. When do they choose? I think editing for me, especially in Oscar wise, it's like heavy cuts. So like war movies and stuff like that. It's very hard. It's like, is this comprehensible while you watch it when it's very fast? And stories within stories. So something like The Social Network, I believe, won editing, or if it didn't, it should have, because I remember that year. Because that's a story within a story within a story.
The editing of the lawsuit happening in one courtroom,
Yes.
as well as simultaneously happening in the other.
Yes,
But
and then telling a story that's like about the past at the same time.
that melts my brain.
Yeah. So like things like that. So I think like, Everything Everywhere has
Being
some
so multiple
multiverse.
stories
Yes.
inside of a film.
Exactly.
Okay.
As well as Elvis, which also does a lot of like
Story on a story.
story within a story. It's
Colonel Tom Parker narrating.
Yes.
Elvis experiencing things completely different
Exactly.
from Parker's Purview.
And then I think Banshee, Tar, Top Gun are all mood pieces. So I would eliminate those three. It'd probably be everything
Because the editing is cut to the mood of the style of film.
Because it's essentially it's exactly. It's like just like finding these paces that are very like moodish and hitting your heart in a way, like holding on a cut long. And then cutting to see Cate Blanchett's like reaction to someone playing music, certain things like that. I think it's a little more just on an emotional level.
You're painting with fucking
frames, large strokes.
Yeah, large strokes.
I think Everything Everywhere feels like the right pick that the Oscars will go for.
I've clipped it with what's online. I've been reading about it and just all the accolades and all of the press. It's my blind pick too.
Right.
I mean, and not because everyone fucking loves it everywhere all at once. It honestly is like the reviews that it's getting. It's A24.
Yeah. I actually, sorry to go back to what I said. Top Gun could actually be in the running as well because it is kind of a war film in a way.
Yeah.
And that like some of those.
Well, and cutting from in plane to out of plane.
That third act is
ridiculous.
Yeah, so that could be in the running because, and I will say, if you look at Oscar history, when it comes to tech awards, war movies do really well in these technical categories.
Interesting.
So that's why I'm like, oh man, I just clicked Everything Everywhere, but maybe it's Top Gun. So, maybe I'm gonna mark. I'm going to say everything for now. I'm going to maybe just put little things. Maybe I'll change that.
Yeah, I'll ride your train
tomorrow.
You said we committed.
We committed, but like I might, I might do a final list. Yeah.
I think the same thing. Only because of ether, conversation, rumor, and gossip.
Right.
I have no bearing for it. So, post Oscars, we should hopefully, if there's time, we'll do this, and then we'll do a follow up to bookend this and be like, wow, you're right, or we were way wrong.
Yeah, and and I'd be happy. I think it's deserving. I think Top Gun would be deserving. I would say less about Elvis because that movie is not very good. But
really,
I think it's okay. I think it's fine.
I think it's okay too. Yeah,
it's Tom Hanks is doing something weird in that. It's hard to watch sometimes.
We'll get into it.
Yeah.
Moving on, or do we?
I don't have any snubs for that one particularly. All Quiet feels like it should be in there because it's a war movie. And
sure,
a lot of those scenes. I'm surprised All Quiet is not in there. It's weird, like Banshee's in there versus.
Well, if we're getting into the description of editing, the giant film that is Nope.
Oh yeah. Nope
could have really hit a lot of categories.
Nope, for sure. I think it's a genre piece that they picked their genre piece for the year, which was Everything Everywhere. And
there's only room for one.
Well, unfortunately, that's how they play. It's like one war movie or one family movie or one heartfelt movie, one that, and then the rest, one genre, and then one superhero maybe, and then the rest are very drama, usual Oscar picks.
Do you want Everything Everywhere All at Once to win now that we've picked who we think is going to win and who's snubbed?
So that movie, because obviously it's an amazing movie. It's not my movie. I don't even want to say that. It just didn't. I think I hyped it for myself. It never hit my heart the way it did other people. I wanted to win because I think it's important as a filmmaker. I think it's
Asian
important.
American filmmaking.
Asian American indie film. It's a very indie film. Even
70 to 100 million, smaller story, smaller budget.
Even the way they made that movie is incredible. I've read and listened to and watched so many videos about the making of that movie, and I think it's an important movie just for that alone. So it would be a really cool win, just like Moonlight.
Yeah,
winning. It would be a very cool win for that. So it's leaning towards that because it's won everything. SAG, BAFTA.
SAG made it a horse race though.
Yeah, DGC.
Yeah,
or DGC.
Producers Guild, Directors Guild. Yeah,
Golden Globes.
Everyone loves it.
Yeah.
All right, I think we're good. We can move.
Yeah.
Okay.
Production
design. All Quiet on the Western Front. Avatar: The Way of Water. I'm sorry. Avatar should not get production design when everything is a blue or green box. Babylon, Elvis, and The Fabelmans. You know what? I haven't seen Fabelmans, which is this week. I will be watching. I'm watching Fabelmans, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and hopefully Tar this week. Those are my three.
Homework week.
It's a homework week for sure.
I'm so curious your feelings on Tar.
Well, Tar gives me a Black Swan feeling. Obsessive genius mind that finally breaks. Very Beethoven, very Mozart, right? The best of the crazy.
Tar is like the equivalent to like my type of movie where I like to love. Like those are like movies I just sit and I go, oh. Like so. Yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious once you watch it.
As for design, out of what I've seen, All Quiet on the Western Front was amazing. I really believe that those are trenches in World War I. And like, I mean, they get down to the minutia in those trenches. Like, if you take a look at what's like, just all the infantry gear and everything they need, like, it just really fucking brought you into that film.
It's funny, that movie, because I watched it recently. I've been talking to people how I think that one might be the secret sneaker.
The Sleeper?
Yeah.
I think so,
I think
too.
it might come out. 'Cause it's a war movie. Like, the only thing probably stopping it is it's German. You know, like, it's not an English language.
But it doesn't amplify the German message.
Yeah.
It amplifies the German experience.
Exactly, yeah.
From the young man's perspective, which is so heartbreaking.
But because it's in German, though, I'm like, I don't know if voters, might avoid watching it fully. Or take it fully in.
When I heard that, I was like, okay, fine. But then listener, if you haven't, because you're afraid of it, for that reason, give it 5 minutes. It'll pull you right in.
Yeah. It's I'd say the first 10 minutes really hooks you in.
Yeah.
And it's a hard watch. It's not an easy watch. That's another thing.
No,
it's harder than Saving Private Ryan for me.
Yes, I agree in a lot of ways. Yeah. Actually, Saving Private Ryan was a war hero's mission. This is the dead boys that don't come home. The side of war we don't talk about.
Yeah, it's also World War I, which we don't talk
There's
about
not a lot of
as much.
17 really started the big push.
Yeah, it's true.
1917. Babylon. I mean, I want to see it.
Oh, you haven't seen Babylon? I love Babylon.
3 hours, man.
Is it 3
hours?
I saw it twice in theaters.
It must not feel like 3 hours.
It doesn't. I got stoned the second time, and it was like even better. I was like, I love this movie.
I love Damien Chazelle. I mean, La La Land really I was against La La Land for so long because I was like, fucking musicals. But
I think you're gonna like it. But I wish you saw it in theaters because there are scenes of that movie it's just
you need
like,
the big screen.
Yeah, it's just fucking. It's for people that love movies. You will like it.
But here's why it's my pick, not having seen it. It's what I want to win because I love the golden age of Hollywood.
Yes.
So I love when Hollywood does its self-service.
Right.
And Hollywood is the story on the screen.
So you will like it.
Oh, I know. And I mean, the Clarke Gable-esque characters and the Ava Gabor and like everybody from the 20s to the 40s for cinema. I just love that era because that's when all the dark, seedy shit really started to get created.
Yep.
Right? Studio system and whatnot. So Babylon is what I want to win.
Yep.
What I think will win, I think it's All Quiet or Elvis.
Interesting.
Elvis is...
Yeah.
The world of Elvis to build
is
a big undertaking because you're sweeping through generations of Elvis's life.
Yep.
So you're not just like building a production and a design and a set to stick throughout the film like All Quiet.
Yep.
You're building early Elvis, middle Elvis, fat Elvis, dead Elvis.
Yeah.
All that stuff. That's a lot of lifting. So that's what I think will win and that's what I want to win. What about you?
I think... this is going to be a weird one, but I think Fabelmans might win.
Really?
I think it might be one of those, like, quiet, the ones that, like, I think Fabelman might win just being this, like...
Because I got to give Spielberg something?
Yeah, a little bit. And, like, I think... So, I'd have to look at the actual credits, but, like, Spielberg has a team that are all, like, winners, And they come from past experiences, and whoever did production design probably has that. It's a great-looking film. Looks good, 50s. It hits all its things. Like all these films are great. So I think maybe like I'm gonna check it for now, but that one might change in the next day or so as well. Babylon is the one I want to win as well.
Okay.
Because I love that movie. I want to give it as much love as I can.
I saw the big circus scene in it with the elephant and the
exactly.
dancing, and I'm just like, this is a shit show. Make it win.
I don't know if it will, but then again, sometimes the like one that should does. So like, I hope Babylon does win. I 100% agree with All Quiet, but like, I don't think. I think people forget about the production design when you see your outdoor war movie, to a certain extent.
Yeah, because it's the world is there.
Yeah.
You don't have to put a carpentry team behind it.
You forget the...
Yeah, but you forget that they got to dig and that they've got to make the set, and that's part of it. Yeah.
I haven't figured out the hack for production design and picking my choices. I feel like it's always like, it's gambling that
This isn't
one.
roulette, man.
It's a little roulette.
Well, I
I
guess it
feel
kind
pretty
of is.
confident, like based on looking on past voters and stuff, but or past wins. But yeah, that one's always a tough one for me.
All right, snubs. Anything?
Oh man, nothing I can think of. Everything.
Maybe the
doesn't feel
menu
like-
might be a snub.
Oh
in
my
that.
god, that's a great pull.
We built a
yeah.
restaurant.
Yeah, that's a great pull. Yeah,
You know?
I'd give you that.
Like
That's a fun one. Yeah.
I felt like I was in some snobby restaurant in the middle of Norway.
Yeah.
Like very Nobu, very Noma, all
Yeah.
that shit.
Yeah.
Like they did a really good job.
Yeah.
And so I and the food and just
Yeah.
the tactile experience of a restaurant was captured very well in that
Yeah,
film.
no, I agree. That's a very movie that again, I would think that feels like a snub as well with Nope, and there's too many genre horror movies, especially this year. Was a
Well,
big
we
one.
want our genre now, right?
We do 100%.
So there's a saturation
Yeah.
of genre where before we haven't had it for a while.
Yeah.
And now we're getting it, and now we don't know what to fucking do with it.
Oh, I know. It's funny when I did my top 10 list for 2022.
Yeah.
I had 3 kind of horror-ish genre movies on, like Barbarian, Nope, and something else.
Yeah.
I was like, weird. How did this happen?
Yeah, how did we? Yeah, my letterbox is leaning that way a lot
Yeah.
too. Okay, moving on.
Yes.
Cinematography. I've seen All Quiet. I've seen Elvis. I haven't seen Tar. Empire of Light. I kind of wanted to, but was like a movie, but a movie theater. I mean, we should go because we're called
Yeah.
The Real Debaters, but at the same time, Olivia Colman's in it. Toby, what's his dick, is in it. It looked like Oscar bait, so I was just like, man, I don't need to see this. I know
Yep.
what Oscar bait looks like. What do you think for cinematography?
You missed Bardo.
Oh, sorry,
Yep.
Bardo, False Chronicle of a Hand. Have you seen that?
I have not seen that. I've looked into it.
What is it?
I can't remember anymore. I have looked into it, but I don't know. I think it was a campaigning thing or something.
Oh, okay.
There's some background story to why it's up here. But I don't know enough about even the cinematography of that one. So for now, I'm gonna omit that one for myself.
Yep.
But it's there and could win. So I did see Empire Light. It's beautiful. It's Deakins.
It looks
It's
okay.
beautiful.
It's Deakins.
It's Deakins.
Okay, I'm
That's
just
why I
gonna,
went to see it.
Okay,
That's why I saw it in theaters.
That's what I think is going to win, and that's what's going to win.
So I
The
think
fucking Academy loves the man.
well, he does, but he's only won once.
Well, but
He's nominated so many times.
it's kind of like Meryl Streep of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
cinematography
100%.
world, right?
So it would be a fair pull, I think. I think it would be great if Empire Light won. I think what I want is Tar, which is a weird one, but I think that's or All Quiet. I think All Quiet's gonna get it because it's war.
And again, capturing
beautiful movie.
war in
Yep.
camera, not easy. Tar looks clean and
It's a very
and wide shots.
Yeah.
And you're in a theater, or you're in a coliseum, not coliseum, but wherever they have a musical studio, right?
orchestra. Or,
Yeah.
It's
Concert hall. Thank
it's a
you.
mood piece as well.
Sure.
Again, it comes back to editing where I'm like, these shots are purposeful, these cuts are purposeful, these shots were very purposeful. Some of those wides at the when she's talking on stage is very it's just really pretty to look at. I was mesmerized by the movie.
Yes.
I'm very, and that's a movie again I haven't revisited yet.
Fuck.
And I'm kind of scared
Take me to movies with you.
You have to have a last minute plan of being available at 3:00 every day.
Dude, message me at 3, ask me, chances are good I'll say yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Ditch work.
I'll go by myself.
Yeah.
I have no problems. I'm confident enough.
I go by myself most of the
But
time.
I love to look over at who I'm with and be like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
what the fuck?
I
Right?
go.
I love that.
I think I go more by myself in general. I'd say it's these days it's more by myself. But it's because I get antsy and I go at 2:00 or 3:00.
Yeah, you pull the pin.
Yeah, I just I can't breathe. I need to watch a movie.
Okay, so Empire Light for both of us for who's going to win.
I'm going to say All Quiet.
Oh, you're going to say All Quiet.
I'm
okay.
going to say All Quiet, and but I hope Empire or Tar. I would be happy with those.
Sure, yeah.
Yep.
Or Deakins gets the second win.
Or he gets a second win. Otherwise, Top Gun Maverick feels like it should be in there to some extent. It's a very cool looking movie.
I agree with you on the cinematography aspect because that cinematographer had to teach all of those actors how to use camera and lens and pull focus.
I think there's something really interesting in the filmmaking aspect of that.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the coolest behind the scenes clips of we couldn't do this without doing this, so we figured let's teach them.
Actually, the one thing I forgot to bring in editing, women talking is it's a movie of just women talking, but like I always find
I know I saw it last week.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I
oh yeah,
loved it.
sorry, we texted about it.
Loved it.
It's something about just editing people in a room that I always find very interesting. I'm like, when do you cut to this person for a reaction shot? So I'm always like, oh man, give them something there, give them an editing. And also, I think that movie got snubbed quite a bit. So
you didn't get enough.
Didn't get enough. Yeah, is a really good way of saying it.
Okay, so we got All Quiet for you. We
Yes.
got Empire Light for me, just
Yes.
because of a classic name. I mean, Elvis. I loved how bright and colorful they brought Elvis's personality into the lens.
Yeah, agreed.
I felt, and it just really, just the way they pulled focus and some of the angles of how they shot him, like
Yeah.
what is it, the Dutch angle?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That kind of stuff. It really changed how you viewed the film.
It's a movie that's very popular. Like voters love it. People love it. Audience like it. Made a lot of money.
Yeah.
It was like a grower, and it's just a movie that like it could do that Bohemian Rhapsody thing.
And Austin Butler can finally audition for new films because he's dropped the accent.
He's
Almost.
He's pretty good. Like he's in general.
That's a lot for a young actor
there's
to
like
hold
there's
together.
him and like the guy that played Han Solo, who's in Cocaine Bear, and there's like Ansel Elgort, and there's fucking the guy from like the Kingsmen. Like those guys are all interchangeable for me.
They are.
You
I
know,
agree.
a little bit. And then
Yeah.
but Austin Butler did really well in this. So like I don't know. I think he's actually
2 years of singing on a beach trying to act like Elvis, man. I mean, either
lot of
you're
work.
going to have it or you're not.
Yeah.
Okay, we got to move on for time.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm down to just like burn through these ones as oneers. Like,
Yes.
just kinda, like,
Yeah,
until
yeah.
we get to adapted screenplay.
I agree with
Okay,
you.
let's
All
do
right.
that.
So costume design, I mean, Elvis is great and all, but I think Wakanda Forever deserves it.
Oh,
I
wow.
think that I think the world of Tolokon, I think the world of Wakanda, where we get to live in those two worlds for a good chunk of those movies.
Yep.
Finally seeing how they dress and live and interact with each other. Beautiful bright colors,
Yeah.
incredibly cultured, like and an undertaking. Lots and lots of people had to wear lots and lots of fucking fabric.
You are probably right for that one. Like, at least it would be in the running. Diverse as well. Like, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say Everything Everywhere because of
The amount of costumes.
There's
and
an amount of
stories.
costumes, but there's a couple that are like very mind blowing. Like the antagonist comes out in this insane costume, so I'm like, maybe. Oh man, it feels a weird pull. You know what? Maybe not for that one. Babylon. Black Panther feels accurate. Babylon, Black Panther.
Miss Harris Goes to Paris. That's
I do not
that's a
know that
timepiece,
movie.
right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I thought so.
You know what? I'm gonna copy you. I'm gonna Black Panther for now. Again, these I know I said this might be the final list, but I feel like I might have to.
That's who I want to win. I think Babylon's probably going to win. Again, easy award to give
Yeah.
those who are,
I
sucking the dick of Hollywood. And
I think the Black Panther one seems right, and I want to say the diversity card of them trying to, spread color throughout the Oscars a little bit as well. So and deservingly as well for
Yeah.
just a movie, but like I think that
you
might
see the
also-
politics as well
see the
as
politics
the
as well.
credit. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I get it. Okay.
makeup hairstyling.
Makeup and hairstyling. All Quiet on the Western Front. What did we give Robert Pattinson for makeup? Like
The
eyeshadow?
Batman? Eyeshadow.
That's
He
not
sprays it on himself.
okay.
Come on, the Penguin. No, seriously, the Penguin. That was that.
I know it's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Penguin.
Okay, okay.
I'm just like I'm going through the list. No, I know the Penguin definitely. So All Quiet, the Batman, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Elvis, and the Whale.
It's gonna be the Whale.
It's gonna be the Whale.
I think so. Like lately, Instagram's been showing all the behind the scenes.
I saw it last night.
Yeah, so I think like they're pushing if that's the case. So I think it's gonna be the Whale.
We watch a lot of My 600-Pound Life in this house.
Okay.
So we have a very good baseline
Yeah.
for what it looks like.
Yeah.
So for me and Shauna, we were like, almost uncanny valley.
Yeah.
To the person who doesn't watch this shit, they're gonna it's on point.
Yeah, we'll get into the Whale because like I have my opinions there. Yeah, nothing really like stands out. Maybe like All Quiet, if anything.
All Quiet, but it's war. It's
war.
It's
Again,
war, right?
Again,
Blood
lean
blown
towards,
up.
I lean towards war because of how much work it takes to like do a lot of these like
Yeah.
very violent, visceral things.
But watching limbs get blown off, you can watch that in a lot of different movies.
Yeah.
Like if you took the costume off the person without the limb,
Yeah.
you could put Ant-Man in there. You could put Pink Panther in there. You
Yeah.
can put whatever you want in there.
Yeah.
a blown apart limb is a blown apart limb.
Oh, believe me, I watched Cocaine Bear. I know.
Yeah, I think the whale is going to
think
get
it's the
it.
whale.
Yeah, it's the whale for sure. And Tom Parker for Elvis. I mean, but you could see the crest where it his jowls. You could actually see it.
It's good. I just
it's bad lighting. It's the lighting that picked it up.
It's a weird movie.
Yeah, it's Baz Luhrmann.
I know.
Okay, sound. All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of the Water, which I still haven't seen, The Batman, Elvis, and Top Gun: Maverick.
It's either Top Gun or All Quiet. I'm gonna go with All Quiet.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with All Quiet as well
I
too.
feel like it's just gotta stick to the war.
You know, I don't have a surround sound upstairs, but I could feel if I had one, I could have felt the tank crawling up behind me.
Same.
The giant fucking shells going off behind me. Like you can really feel that they packed that with a punch.
Yeah, like who knows? They might be.
It could be Top Gun 2.
Yeah, they might want to give Tom Cruise like some loving. You know, like I feel like that would be it. But like it's funny because it's like international film versus a American film in a lot of ways, and I'm like, man, it's kind of hard sometimes between those two. So I don't know. But yeah, we'll All Quiet for now. I think.
All Quiet. All right.
Original song. I don't. Oh, sorry. I think this is an easy one.
I think this is an easy one too.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It's RRR.
I think it's RRR too. Yeah.
I think it's going to be. I think it has to. It's so popular. It's such a good song. Even after I watched the movie,
Makes me want to fuck shit up, man.
I Googled. I
haven't even seen it yet. And
oh
it makes
man,
me want to fuck shit up.
After I watched the movie, I watched that scene over and over again because I liked it so much. Because it's so.
Was that movie like 3.5 hours?
It's such a great movie.
I know it is.
It's so fun. I want them to do like a theater night here, but they haven't. So like Cinematech, like bring in, come cheer
They're
on.
performing it, hey?
Oh, I heard.
Yesterday it got announced that they're performing it.
They're doing like a bunch of stuff for it. Because
they're doing
it's
all
so
the songs.
popular. Yeah, they're doing all the songs, but they're also like they show it at like theaters and people like it's become like a Rocky Horror thing.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
oh, it's getting culty.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah.
I mean,
and it's good. That's why.
Yeah.
It's so fucking fun. So
and like the guy who plays the lead, he's like
there's two guys that are kind of like
but they're like the Tom Cruises of the
they're-
Indian
they're-
world, right?
They're so goddamn hot.
Yeah.
they're like ridiculous. Like they're so jacked. Like I'm so like I think it's like that thing being a brown guy and seeing like a brown guy like that. I'm like, holy fuck, I want to be you. Like you're so attractive.
No, dude, I'm white. I look at John Cena. I'm like, I want to be that.
Right.
Yeah. I think that's gonna win.
Yes, I think that's the one. It's clearly the favorite, and it's won the Golden Globe. And
If it's not that, it's Rihanna, Lift Me Up.
I wouldn't even go that far, but yeah, maybe. Like I think it is RRR, and it's the one. It's yeah.
All right. Fair enough.
Original score.
Original score. I loved All Quiet on the Western Front score. That
Dun,
dun, dun.
dun.
Oh my god, that really. That when that came on, it was a cue to the audience to be like, "Shit's about to go crazy." Loved it.
It's good. No, I scared the fuck out of me the first time they play it because it comes out of nowhere.
Banshees of Inisherin. I mean, anything with a bagpipe and a fiddle. That's
So it's funny. I actually I listened to the soundtrack of Banshee, the score, because I was trying to find something for my movie, and I was like, and my movie had like not similar thing, but it's about like
you wanted haunting.
yeah, exactly,
cinematic.
Yes. So I was listening to it a lot. I'm like, can I just use these as temp tracks? And I was listening to it, and like some of it worked. So like that one I've like listened to closely, but the one I've listened to so much just on my free time is Babylon.
Really?
It's so good.
Well, it's jazzy, I imagine.
It's so good. I've listened to it so much. Like it's in my like top queue like
really
music right now. So it's the score. It's the winner for me. It won Golden Globe as well as deserving.
Anything with that fast timpani drum where all of a sudden you start cha-cha.
That's literally the score.
I mean, I know I love that outside. Like brass and big band and you know a concert symphony performance. I love all that stuff, but yeah, no, it's RRR. You're done. Or no, sorry.
Babylon, Banshee, Fable, everything.
I'm gonna say All Quiet on the Western Front.
Okay, yeah, do it.
I'm gonna say it, and that's what I think is gonna win. But I want Babylon to win. I don't think there was any like I can't think of a snub off the top of my head for this.
No,
I know you said not to, but
I don't think there's like again we're coming to the point where like a lot of, like this is a good year. Oscars did majority right, except for Nope. Oscar did like right for the most part.
I think if they recognize too much of him because he is the second coming of Alfred Hitchcock in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I just don't think that, and then I just don't think they want to load up somebody that heavy that soon into their career. He's got 3 films.
Yeah, and he also had his feature did well.
Yes.
He got an Oscar for that.
Yeah.
So I think I think if Nope was more critically acclaimed and made a shit ton of money, it might have been up there, but it didn't do either of those.
He made that for himself, where he made Get Out for us.
Yeah.
Right? He made that for the world. He made that for
That's
people,
funny. Get Out for us.
Get out there for us, everybody. Yeah, okay. International feature film.
I haven't seen many of these. I've saw Quiet. I know of Argentina 1985.
So do I, yeah.
I really want to watch it. The Quiet Girl, I really want to watch it and get a chance to. I'm going to say All Quiet. It's clearly the one that's Best Picture and likely going to win because they're not going to give it Best Picture.
When you're in both categories, you're a fucking double. You're a threat.
Unless you're Parasite.
Yeah, right? Well, and I mean, could that...
I doubt it.
If it wins Best International, it's going to shoot right to top 5 for Best Picture.
Yeah, it could. It has happened. We've set the bar now. So
documentary feature, All That Breathes, All the Beauty and the Bloodshed, Fire of Love, A House of Many Splinters, and Navalny, which is the HBO doc about the Russian, the anti-Putin guy.
Yes.
That's his hunger strike and his imprisonment. I saw Fire of Love.
It's the one I'm planning on watching.
Oh, it's so good.
I know. I'm excited.
It's
It's the one I'm going to vote for because the one I've heard the most about.
Yeah. You should do that.
I'm planning on watching it as well. It's funny. It's one of the few years where I have not seen any of the docs so far. And
I always watch them after because I'm like, you got to win, or at least we're nominated. You should. I probably should be educated by what you made.
A lot of them end up on streaming after they win.
They do.
They have the little Oscar nominated.
Well, the year Exit Through the Gift Shop one for Banksy, I was like, that was where I started to give a shit about Oscar docs.
Great movie.
Very good
Very
movie.
good movie.
Fire of Love will melt your heart.
I know. I've heard. I've been like it's. I actually started it a few nights ago, and I was like, I'm not in the right mood yet. I'll wait. So
it is a downer.
Yep.
I mean,
I like a good doc.
When you sleep next to a volcano, you're risking your life.
Yep.
But you learn about volcanology, not volcanology. But
I know. I thought that too.
I can't do that, listener. But you learn about their love for each other, how they're the ones who basically figured out that the gray cloud coming out of a volcano is way more dangerous than the lava.
Right.
A pyroclastic cloud, if you will.
Right.
That thing. That's what blew
Science.
out. Yes. Well, Mount St. Helens was pyroclastic.
Right. Okay.
So you hear in film,
Yeah.
you hear their friend who was watching Mount St. Helens right before it erupted. You hear his last radio transmission of Vancouver, 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 and then silence.
It sounds like Grizzly Man.
It's in the same vein.
Yeah.
You get a lot, except it's not Werner Herzog.
Yeah.
Right. You're not seeing the scene where the mom listens to the last clip of her son die. Fucking asshole. Yeah. Okay. Moving on. Moving on up. Animated feature. I've seen Pinocchio. I've seen Puss in Boots. I've seen Turning Red, even though I don't get a period. But I haven't seen Sea Beast or Marcel the Shell with the shoes on. But I do know the story about Marcel.
I have not seen Puss in Boots, and I've seen half of Sea Beast. I was watching it on play and didn't end up
Okay,
finishing
stop Sea Beast and go see Puss in Boots.
I know.
It's
I know.
fucking awesome.
So I want Marcel to win. I
Really?
don't think Marcel will win. That movie made me cry. I think
Isn't that somebody from SNL that?
it's Jenny Slate.
That's it.
Yeah,
she's ex-SNL for
Yes,
a
and
month.
she was like she had these shorts she did with a friend,
Yes.
and they made a feature out of it. It was popular online, but
I saw the book before.
it's so cute. I just it warmed my heart so much. I think it's Pinocchio, but I would love
I agree
to
with
see
you.
Marcel. Yeah,
Yeah. No, I want to see.
stop animation.
I want to see Puss in Boots win, but I believe Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio is going to win. I was barely into it, but it is.
It's fucked.
It's fucked up, and
It's fucked and it's kind of fun to watch.
It's super fun to watch.
It's a fun one to be stoned a little bit and watch.
They're claymation, but they also look like they're chiseled out of wood because
Yeah.
obviously he's a puppeteer. There's so many different and I mean, stop animation, the biggest commitment on screen.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Inch by inch to get your Oscar.
I know Sea Beast is very popular and apparently is really good. And it was, from what I watched, Turning Red's,
Isn't Sea Beast the same people who did that Bigfoot movie for Netflix that won the snow something?
I know what you're talking about, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's the same people.
It's that weird art house animation, like pop art almost. That
Yeah, a little bit.
It's not
yeah.
blended. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
smooth. It's
Yeah.
not.
It's CGI, but it's
Yeah.
it's a little more poppy. Yeah.
It's if Andy Warhol made an animated film.
It's a good story from what I could tell. I just never finished it. I have a hard time with animation these days.
I do too. I want to be affected instead of just giggled.
I know.
Is giggled a word? Anyways.
Turning Red is fine. Like I know a lot of people love that, but yeah,
it's up there because they got to give Pixar something.
Yeah, Guillermo, it's his, I think. So
yeah, it's been Guillermo's nomination year the last couple of years, and
good.
Yeah, I mean,
keep it going.
The Shape of Water was what he won on, but then what was the last one he did?
Did he have one before or after that?
Yeah, he did. The one with Bradley Cooper and the Traveling Carney.
Oh, you're right. Sorry. It's funny because I was thinking about that movie again. I know it's the Rooney Mara, Bradley Cooper.
Yeah.
Kate Blanchett.
Yeah. Fuck.
Oh my God.
Fuck.
What's wrong with us?
Let's edit this.
Yeah, it's
All
fine.
right.
Oh, it's fine. It's someone
fine.
else. Email everyone. Email.
Yeah. Hit us up in the comments, guys. All right. Now we can slow down a bit.
Get into the thick of it.
All right. Adapted screenplay. Correct me if I'm wrong. I just learned this recently. Adapted screenplay is based off of something else.
Yeah.
For
so
the
that's
screen
why
where
Knives Out is on there. Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That
because it's a sequel.
So it's adapted off of. Because I'm like, that shouldn't be there.
I know.
Because it's original. But
everyone talks about that. Yeah.
All right. I don't like that rule.
Yep.
I think that's a stupid rule. All Quiet on the Western Front, Glass Onion, Knives Out Mystery, Living, Top Gun Maverick, and Women Talking. I think they're going to give it to Women Talking. If it doesn't pull through in Best Picture, it's going to get adapted screenplay because it's Miriam Toews, powerhouse fucking author. Sarah Polley deserves fucking something, and this movie is a true story. So whereas I don't know about Living, All Quiet on the Western Front's based on experience. Well, it's actually based on a journal. I forgot.
Yeah.
So it is kind of a true story.
Nah, I think you have it right.
Everything
you're saying is right. It's Women Talking.
Can you just be my hype man and walk through life?
It should be Women Talking. It is Women Talking. Sarah Polley should get it. Will get it. The Top Gun Maverick script is fine. Like it does exactly.
But it's adapted off of dudes playing volleyball with no shirts on.
It's a sequel, and Glass Onion's great and so funny. It would be my second choice. Living, I've not seen yet. That's the one I'm going to watch
Who's
this
in
week.
Living? Oh, that's Jeremy.
Bill Knightley.
Bill Nighy.
Sorry. And then All Quiet, I wouldn't give the screenplay for that one, but
no, because it's not like for like, in my opinion. Like
Yeah.
if they take a page of his journal and adapt it for the screen, whereas Miriam Toews is like she gave everybody lines.
Yeah.
So all Sarah Polley had to do was find a way to condense it for film.
Yeah,
and
like,
does a great job.
All Quiet's a technical film for me. Like it should win there, but like not the screenplay. So
yeah,
Women Talking, it's for sure that it should be because I don't think they're going to give it Best Picture, and I think Sarah Polley is deserving of an Oscar.
I
at this
agree
point
with
of her career.
Yeah, she's worked for it.
She's worked for it exactly.
Glass Onion is my I
second.
want to.
Yeah, exactly. I'd be happy
Women
with
Talking
that.
will. Yeah,
I want women, but like I'd be happy if Glass Onion got it just as a cutesy. I'm like, cool, he got one.
Yeah. Well,
and
he deserves to walk away from the last 5 years with something besides shit for Star Wars.
He'll get something at one point. Like he's on that track,
Yeah.
So like he'll get something. The only I feel like here there'd probably be like Triangle of Sadness. Oh, sorry, that's an original. I think.
Yeah, that's an original.
So I would say for adapted, there was something I had in my head. Well, maybe not. Okay.
I don't know of anything else.
Yeah, I think
really
it was original. Yeah, original. I think it was not for adapted.
Yeah, there wasn't much
No.
bio or true to life stuff that I could think of in the last year.
No.
I didn't go. That was a real story.
Yeah. No, I'm trying to.
I
think.
thought Women Talking was set in the 60s, and then Shauna's like, "This is 2010, you idiot." And I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Well, see, I don't know if that's a spoiler, but like,
No, it's not a spoiler.
is it not?
It's not a spoiler.
Oh, see, I did not know that at all.
I didn't know that going into the film.
No, I didn't know that going
but
into the
in
film.
the film, they're like, "We're
Yeah.
taking the 2010 census."
Yeah,
And then they drive around
I
and
know.
play the monkeys.
I know.
That's when
I know.
I realized.
But I think that's the twist.
that's not the twist.
Really? Okay, so if it's not the twist, it was
This
a twist
story
for
is
me.
a true story that took place between 2005 to 2010, and
But-
she wrote the book.
But I did when I watched the film, I saw the trailers. I just thought this was like a dated movie from 1900s. So I'm watching it, and all of a sudden this truck comes out playing the monkeys, and I
Okay.
go, "Are we in present time?" And I'm like, "Holy shit, this movie's taking place now!" And that was a big twist for me.
That was a big twist for me too.
Okay.
But I knew that going in because
see, I didn't.
Okay, here. So two cool things tomorrow. I
Yeah.
get to talk to Quita, who's the costume designer.
Yes.
Looking very forward to that.
Yeah.
But the Manitoba colony is the breakaway colony from our province that moved to Bolivia, and this colony is an offshoot of.
Oh, interesting.
This is home-rooted in Manitoba from
did
the
not know
60s.
that.
This didn't take place till 05 to 09, and in 11, the trials were held and the men went to jail.
Wow, crazy.
So we have...
Wow, I did not know that.
The people who are from the Manitoba colony, I should say, are not the ones who were charred.
Right.
It's
right,
just
right.
a breakaway.
Yeah.
They're a breakaway, and then there was another breakaway from that.
Right.
But when Shauna knew from the beginning,
Right.
because she did some research about the fact that it was a book and then the case and all that stuff.
Right.
Because we love true crime that takes place in religious cults.
Yeah.
And
We talked about that last time.
we talked about it, right? Exactly.
Under Banner of Heaven.
Yeah, under banner, exactly. So I get really caught up in that shit, but I just completely missed that it was so fucking current.
Right.
Speaking of, the break with the monkeys
Yeah.
was fantastic.
I know. Well, that's like a very big like act two. Like, what the fuck's going on
and the
now?
dialogue between all those women, she placed all of them so perfectly in their age and their culture and their exposure to the colony. So you've got Rooney, who's speaking more updated and eloquent. You've got the other ladies who were just very cut and dry. Like she really wrote them well.
I said to a friend recently, I'm like, it's a very easy watch. And what I meant by that, it's funny. He's like, I don't think it is. And
It's
I'm
a
like,
romantic comedy, you fucker.
but what I mean is like, I think like for me, it's like watching a play where I just, just I'm listening to these people talk.
It's
And
all in the dialogue.
It's all in the dialogue, and I'm so like I'm just sitting in my chair taking it all in, and that's what I mean. Like I'm not moving around, I'm not trying to understand the action. I'm just like,
Yeah,
So-
you're being exposed to something,
Yeah,
and
it's a
you're
podcast.
It's exactly. Yeah. Also, I forgot my point. That's fine. Moving on. Anything else?
No.
We're on that one.
I think
Okay,
we're
so
original screenplay. We're on the last like little round here.
we're on the biggest amount of creativity you can put into a fucking screenplay. The original. Okay, Banshees of Inisherin, Martin McDonagh. Everything Everywhere All at Once. I don't know who wrote that. Do you know who wrote that?
I don't. The Daniels. Sorry.
Daniels. Okay. All right.
Daniels. Yeah.
The Fablemans, obviously Steven Spielberg. Tar.
He didn't write it, but it's it's
I thought he got co-writer on
He
it.
might have co-writer on it. It's his usual writer. I can't think of his name.
Okay. And then Triangle of
Which is
Motherfucking Sadness.
Ruben, whatever his name is.
Not Ruben Studdard. Ruben, yeah, the
Ruben Studdard.
the Denmarkian
Yes,
director.
yes.
What is
Swedish?
it? Force Majeure.
Force Majeure, The Square.
The
etc.
Square. Yeah.
And then Tar is Todd Fields, possibly.
Yes.
He directed, but I don't know if he wrote it as
Yeah.
well.
I thought it was Paul Greengrass that directed.
No, Todd Fields.
That's right, Todd. You're right.
In the bedroom.
Yeah. In the bathroom.
Todd Fields is also. He's in Eyes Wide Shut as an actor. He's the
Piano guy.
Piano guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
That's funny, right?
That's so funny.
Because I was doing my Stanley Kubrick rewatch. I'm like, Todd Fields, crazy. Oh man, this is a tough one. This is where it gets really fucking hard.
Yeah.
Like,
Take a minute.
yeah, I think it's I think Everything Everywhere will win. I think it's on that, trajectory.
It's such a beautiful idea of being able to change your path through a different timeline.
I know.
And I haven't seen it. I know everything except what it looked like.
But because of how this Oscars is going, and I think they're going to divvy it up. It's not going to be like a straight, win for every.
Well, and a lot of people do they're coming into the Oscars being like, all right, if this wins earlier in the night, I can see it through the end, and I turn it off for the last hour. Mixing it up, I think, is going to keep the viewership in.
Okay. I want Triangle. I'm going to vote for Triangle. I think Everything might take it, but I'm going to vote for Triangle because I think it does have a shot.
I will also want Triangle to win.
Yeah.
It was one of the best movies I saw.
Agreed.
Watching someone shit in real time and puke at the same time is such a pleasant delight I never thought I could experience.
Fun thing, I just listened to that director on a different podcast, and he was talking about, like, the interview asked him, it's like, so how did you do the puking? And they're like, well, the one woman, she can puke on command. So, like, it was a mix between her puking and fake puke, something like that.
So
reality.
one cut's fake, one cut's real puke?
Like it's like a mix of two. Like, I think they did
That's
it for,
funny.
at one point. They did her real one. She just had the skill set she got from doing a play, and like she had to puke on stage, and she was able to do it.
That's
She
amazing.
taught herself how to do it, so it's like kind of like a gurgulating. I don't know. She somehow is like can able to like move her stomach back out. So if she has some fluid, she can spit it back out. Oh my god, it's kind of fucked. I know.
I'm trying to do it right now.
I know. As I'm thinking, like I don't even know how you explained it. I was like,
I need
weird.
to get a finger down the throat if I'm even going to attempt.
I know
that.
it's so weird. So
it was, you know what, and just. It's such a takedown of the rich and famous and the 1%ers that when I see someone go with that, and that's from the recesses of their fucking mind, I'm like, you deserve this.
It's so funny. Like that first 10 minutes of them, the two models in the
H&M,
restaurant.
Balenciaga,
Yeah,
H&M,
and
Balenciaga.
I think you know, but like during the summer I was dating a model, so like I think I was I was dating this model and I was for a little bit, and
could she do Balenciaga or H&M?
She was Ukrainian, so like
probably both. Then
but like so it's funny because I was relating to like some of the dialogue, some of the scenes, some of the things. I definitely was like having these moments because we just broke up when I watched this movie at the time.
Oh,
so it was like
fresh.
A little bit. It was pretty fresh when I watched the movie, and I was like, oh my god, just her accent and stuff reminded me of her, and I was like, oh my god, I lived this life.
It's such a hard turn, but I love how we could have been introduced to any group of characters that are on the boat. The worst one being the guy who's like, I make the personal throwable explosive device,
right.
Or if you can call it a grenade.
Honey, I think this is one of ours. Yeah. I also just the like, you know, I went in that movie pretty blank. I'm like, what is this movie? Yeah, I'm like, and by Act 3, you're like, oh, this is what it's about. We're leading to this.
I thought we were leading to a catastrophe and everyone binding together, but that's the complete opposite.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, as soon as the pirates come in, you're like, what is going on?
Very Steve Zissou for me.
Very Steve Zissou. I agree. No, very fun. But yeah, it's just like, it's so out there, so random. You can say the same thing about Everything Everywhere, but I think that's going to get best picture.
Everything Everywhere is grounded, and that's what everybody wants to do. Right?
I know.
We want to be able to change our past that affects our reality. The multiverse is such an easy break from Avengers. And they knew what they were doing when they used that as a plot.
I think it's Triangle. Like, I'd want to give, you know, it'd be nice if Tar got some love, but I don't think Tar's going to get some love this year.
Do you think Triangle is going to win?
I think Triangle will. It could be Everything, but I'm going to give it to Triangle. That's my, at least, thought through right now. Changes every day. I'm kidding.
I agree with you. I want Triangle to win, but I think it will be Everything. I can't think of a snub.
The only snub, again, it'd come down to Nope for me. Like,
really, Nope held. I mean, I watched it again recently. I mean, I loved it.
I think something, like, again, if there was ever any love to give to Nope, it's at least screenplay, but it's a fucking heavy year. So where you can't put more than 5. Like, and I think everything on there, I would remove Fabelmans and put Nope there instead.
Yeah, I would. I mean, Nope, Fabelmans is finally getting to see Spielberg behind his curtain, right? Showing us, you know, and watching it countless times in metaphor, on screen, and everything, finally being like, okay, this is who you really are.
The feelings I got from Babylon was the feelings I wanted to get from Fabelmans. Both about movies.
Yeah.
Both about movies.
Both about Hollywood. Both about,
I would say, it's funny, my friend thinks I'm crazy, but I think Empire of Light, I almost like a bit more than Fabelmans.
Sure.
Which is just sad because that's a very slow movie. Like, Empire of Light is not a very popular.
Empire of Light looks like the opera.
It's so beautiful.
But
I love movie theaters.
You can't make a movie about the movie theater without making it beautiful.
I goddamn love movie theaters so much. And like, it's funny because like Fabelman's about making movies, and I'm like, I should love this more, but I don't.
Who's the director in the end of Fabelmans? That he meets for the first time?
It's Twin Peaks.
Yes, what's his?
Lynch.
Yeah.
If
you're up here,
you
can't. What does he say about
the skyline?
The skyline.
I can't remember the whole speech, but yeah, he's being. I forgot what famous director he was being. But
he was the first one who ever talked to him, and he kind of got the bug. All right, so Triangle for who we think is going to win.
Supporting actor.
Moving on. You're right.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. Brendan Gleeson, Banshees. Brian Tyree Henry and Causeway, which I was going to watch the other night.
I was also going to watch. It's on my list.
PTSD in the military.
I know, it's going to be hard.
It's a hard watch.
Yeah.
Judd Hirsch and the Fabelmans. Barry Keoghan in Banshees. And Ki Hui. I can't say it. How do you say it?
Ki Huan Kwan.
All right. From Everything Everywhere All at Once. Short Round is what I know him by.
Yeah. Which we don't say that. No kidding. It will be. We'll go by Ki for now.
Yeah,
I think it will be Ki. I think he's deserving of it.
It's a huge sweep for him. He's been cleaning up at every
everywhere.
fucking, know.
And it's, I think, like, because his speeches are sincere, I think it's, like, the underdog story, him coming back. The voters are loving it because they all go to the same parties. I think he's making the rounds as well, so he's doing the politics side of it as well, smiling.
That pose,
yeah,
pointing at everybody.
He's so cute. He's like, he's taking pictures with like Spielberg, being like, it's been this long.
Look, it's Tom Cruise.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, so like, if there was a number 2, I would give it to probably Brendan, for Banshee. But no, like, it's key. It's always key. It will be key. It has to be key.
It's a close tie for me between Keoghan and Gleeson.
He's great in it. I don't.
As much as he's the town idiot who's horny and just wants to fuck.
Sorry, Gleeson.
Keoghan.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, sorry, misheard.
The abused town boy who.
He is very funny in it, and his role would be like Gleeson almost feels like he should be a lead with Colin.
They're both leads, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
that's how I see it. Barry is doing exactly what a supporting should.
Yeah,
and he is very good in it, but it's key. It will be key. It has to be key.
Yeah.
He is so goddamn. He's, in my opinion, controversial. I think he's better than Micheal Yeoh in that movie.
Wow, hot take.
But like, it is a hot take. But I think like they're both very good. It's just, like,
they're co-leads. So
he stands out in that movie for me.
It's so crazy that for like 20, 30 years he hasn't done anything,
Well, it's
and he's
like-
still like. A, how did he come to fucking audition? And B, still has it.
So from what, again, because I've listened to a lot,
yeah.
watched a lot, and so from what I understand, because again, this was like a small indie A24 movie. Like all the special effects are very like low key. Like they had to like do them themselves. They had like 3 like animators essentially, and they figured out in camera a lot of it. But yeah, so they wanted him because they were like, who's someone we can get for this? That's a name like that. He teaches martial arts, so like he has a background in that. I think that's his background
cool.
these days. So, anyways, they asked him, they got him involved, and they just went from there basically. But yeah, so that's why like he has a martial arts background. Like he was a perfect fit.
Even better.
I know. He's so goddamn cute in that movie. I'm excited for you to watch it as we talk more and more about.
I don't think I'm ready for the tears that I know it's gonna just milk out of me.
It's a movie that I know will keep growing for me. Like it's going to be on my list at some point of like Ian's top 100. So
yeah, there's a very.
It's not there yet, but it will be.
I have a feeling it'll be one of those movies where I'm like one and done, never watch it again because if I do, I'll ruin it.
Right.
Like Banshees, I'm never going to touch again.
Oh, I rewatched that. And it's great.
It's fucking fantastic, but I love everything I took from it, and I don't want to go back and try to recreate it.
Right.
Or have it ruined or notice something. I'm like, that was, we're good. We don't need to exchange numbers.
Right.
You can just leave the money on the dresser and I'm fucking fine. Actors. Yeah. I mean, I love Brian Tyree Henry.
I love him. This is not the
Paper
movie
Boy.
Paper Boy. Gotta get the Paper Boy.
And like when I found out that Paperboy is everyone else we've seen him.
I'm
like, that's fucking acting.
Yeah.
Like, that boy can act.
Dude's in the Marvel movie no one likes. Internals.
But he was my favorite
He was
character.
the best.
Faustus, right?
Yeah, and he's also like he's been in other stuff. He's in
Bullet Train.
Yeah, like again, like
Thomas.
Yeah, he's very
Diesel.
good in everything. This won't be the last time we see him.
No.
I don't think this is his movie. I've heard he's very good in it. I have not watched it yet, but I think he'll be back.
Do you know the story of Causeway?
Like a little bit with Jennifer.
She's got PTSD from
that's
doing
what it
too many
is.
tours in Iraq.
Yes.
They become friends when she gets home.
Yeah.
She's trying to stay straight. It's a coming of age tale of two friends who both have shit in the tank. And they
Apple
need to...
TV, baby.
You like Apple TV?
I do, but like I don't have it anymore. So I'm like I might have to resubscribe just to like watch a lot of the stuff I need to catch up on shows. Servant season 3,
Don't access my iCloud. I'll show you my password. Are we good on
I'm
supporting?
good. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's move on.
Actress in a
supporting role.
Read them.
Angela Bassett for Black Panther. Hong Shao for The Whale. Carrie Condon for Banshee of Inisherin. Jamie Lee Curtis for Everything Everywhere All at Once. And Stephanie Hu, I think that's how you say it.
Correct.
For Everything Everywhere All at Once.
The white guy says you pronounce the Asian last name correctly. You go first.
Oh man. So I think it will be Angela, or Jamie, but I think it will be Angela.
I agree.
You've seen Wakanda.
Multiple times.
That trailer when she's like, I am the king, the queen of the most powerful nation in the world, and I've had nothing. And I was like, I got goosebumps in the theaters and watching in the
When
fucking.
she
She says it. I'm like, I fucking got goosebumps.
Dude, I
still.
know. When she dresses the UN
Oh.
in the beginning of the movie, when
so-
she's like, "We will not be so nice next time."
Yeah, she is so goddamn powerful.
and
like,
she is fucking.
she's
a
on
smoke show.
She is. That woman is fucking fire. And like, you know, this feels like such a great nomination for her. It feels like such a cool win for her. More so than Jamie Lee Curtis, who you can say almost the same things. Maybe not for this role, but just as a person. It's a split between them. Who I would want to win? Carrie Condon.
I want Carrie Condon to win too.
And I really hope she does. And I don't
Are
think
you
she
sure
will.
you're not Rowan?
Oh, she makes that like I wish there was an ensemble category because like those three so good and like for some reason she gives me more heart in that movie. Like she is the heart between these two men.
She is what's keeping Farrell's character in check.
Well, he like again if we dissect that movie, he loses his best friend, he loses his
Donkey.
pet, and he loses his family. Like he loses all three things. And
He's Job.
His Job.
Job from the Bible. Family, children,
You're
job,
right.
everything.
Yeah, crazy.
Story of Job.
I didn't even think of that at all. So like, but like her connection with him is just so sincere and so real. And man, she's also extremely like attractive in this thing, and like, and you know, and like everyone being on her.
Sundresses in the Irish countryside,
I know.
hanging shit. I'm just like, yes.
Irish accents is a big thing for me.
I agree.
So, anyways, she is like my number 2 of like hope she wins, wish she win, but it's gonna be Angela.
It's going to be Angela. And it is because it's such a powerful role. Spoiler alert, they do kill her. So, I mean, the demise, like she knew that this character was going out and she gave it all she fucking had. I honestly think that had they not killed her, I really thought she was going to get the suit.
Oh, wow.
She was my pick.
Wow, interesting.
I didn't want Shiri to get it. I didn't want
that
Nakia getting it would have been fun.
Yeah.
But like I mean anti-vaxxer side, whatever.
I was gonna say there's issues with her as an actress. That's why I thought maybe they weren't gonna give it to her.
Sure,
but they gave
yeah.
it to her in the end. Yeah.
But I mean they gave it to her in the interim, right?
For now, yeah.
When what's his face shows that I'm here to challenge.
Yeah.
But I really thought she would have been the next Black Panther. But her commitment, she gives a 10 to a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
And
A movie that's like I think is okay.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Is a great setup movie.
Yeah.
It was a great kickoff to Phase 5. I really love Namor. Like it.
Yeah.
I had fun. I had way more fun than Aquaman.
Yeah. I would say like out of Phase 4 films, this is one of the better ones. Like it's probably in the top 10.
And a Marvel movie deserves a upper tier award.
Yep.
And this is the perfect place to do it. So
Yep.
for politics and harmony in the industry and all that jazz, yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
She's-
Yeah, you're right. Actually, I never even thought
We're like split on. We're right down the middle on this. Carrie Condon for want, her for win. Snub.
I man, I know there are some for this one, and I can't even think of who.
Yeah,
Like
off the top of my head. Well, okay. How about She Said? You saw it.
I never saw. Oh, sorry, She Said. I did see that. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Not a movie I liked.
Zoe Kazan and Carey Mulligan.
No. Neither.
Zoe Kazan doesn't deserve it.
Neither.
'Cause Mulligan's obviously the lead.
That movie did not enjoy at all.
You said the journalism, the journalistic language was
It's just
dry.
Yeah, it's a very boring, dry movie on an important topic.
How about Nicole Kidman? She could be best supporting in The Northman. I mean, yes,
No.
she's the lead female, but
No, I don't
she's
think-
not really.
I don't think she
No?
she's
Okay.
deserving enough. She doesn't do a lot in that. I'd give it more to what's her face from The Menu. That's also in the Northman.
Anna Taylor-Joy.
Yeah, I'd give her more in that.
She's definitely
But
that's
not-
an ensemble, but,
not,
yeah.
but not a nomination. Like it's not a nominated award. Like
No, it's
You know?
not.
Like-
Armageddon Time. I don't even know. That's
like maybe someone from Women Talking. Like you know?
yeah, like Jessie Buckley from Women Talking.
Yeah. Yes. That's a good pull.
The
Like,
angry
you know,
one who can't break away.
Yes. And she, you know, maybe like she got a nomination last year, I believe, for whatever that movie that Maggie Gyllenhaal directed. Anyways, so maybe they don't want to give it again.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you know, I know a lot of people complained about not giving it to Michelle Williams for Fabelmans. I know a lot of people talked. About
yeah.
that. I'm very okay with that. I think her performance is too big. It's too much. I don't love Fabelmans. I think Paul Dano is is always a man child to me. Like it's always hard to see him as a full adult.
There's nothing wrong with not like I feel that there's this fear to not
shit on Spielberg.
Well, yeah, and it's like first of all doesn't know us, so fuck him. But like I the man has made so much.
Yeah, like
that the Twilight stuff can't have the same juice as the other stuff.
And it's not the movie. Just like I've always talked about hitting the heart. That movie did not hit the heart for me. And I wanted it to so badly, and it should have for what it's about, and it's so like. Well,
he's also very close to the chest. Like I hear that it's loosely based. Like you know it's his story because he tells you, but it's not.
It's fun to watch. I love coming of age films. You know, like it's fun. But yeah, you can tell it's very close. It just didn't have that effect on me that Babylon did, where I'm like, yeah, you know.
Yeah. No, I guess you need that. You need that element of the unknown.
Something.
Where I get it. All right, so best supporting actress, snubs, picks, wants, desires. Moving on. I gotta make a check mark here.
Angela Bassett.
Can I read the actor?
Yes, you can, because my throat hurts.
I don't mind reading. Actor in a leading role: Austin Butler,
like
Elvis. Colin.
You're doing it like
Farrell.
a fucking announcer.
I know. Colin Farrell for the bench. You've been showing. Why don't you were my friend yesterday. Brendan Fraser, The Whale. People are beautiful.
I just want to do one good thing before I die.
Paul Mescal.
After Sun.
After Sun. I got to think of like, Dad, why are you doing
Did you
Tai
see
Chi?
After Sun?
Yeah, I've seen it like twice.
Okay.
3 times actually, maybe. Bill Nighy for Living.
Okay, what's After Sun about? Because Paul Mescal's going to be the new Gladiator.
Is he?
Ridley Scott's sequel?
Oh, I knew that.
Yeah.
I knew that. Yeah, so he's in so if you need like some background, the reason why he's like very popular, he was in a show called oh my god, I can't think of it. It's on Prime. It was based off a book. It's a teen like kind of romance show.
Oh, okay. Like a Twilight.
Normal
kinda?
people. Normal people.
Normal people. Okay.
And so it was like a 10-episode thing based off a book that was very popular. It's a very like kind of sexy teen drama, and he's really good in it. And,
boners and after school makeout sessions.
And he's very good in it. And the wife from Under the Banner of Heaven is his girlfriend. in it.
Okay.
So that's how they both became really like popular. Anyway, so he's in this movie by Charlotte Wells. It's a kind of an indie A24 movie about a father, who takes his daughter, and he's divorced from his wife, to like a resort for a few days, just to have some father-to-daughter time, and they get along and they do really well, but he's clearly depressed. And the movie just very slyly puts his depression throughout. You don't fully see it, but you kind of know something's up with him. And that's what it's kind of about. And this girl's memory of having this weekend with her dad.
Is Mescal the love interest in this?
No, he's just a father. He's
he's the dad.
He's the dad. He's the dad of the daughter. So
he's young.
Yeah, he's supposed to be a young dad.
Okay.
Like there's a few times that's part of it. Like
okay.
There's a few times where like someone's like, "Oh, what's your sister's name?" And it's like, "Oh, it's my daughter actually." So it plays like that.
Okay.
And again, unspoken to why he's that young. Like you don't know a lot about the past, just about this relationship. I saw this 3 times, 2.5, whatever. So the first time I watched it, I will admit I watched it on a laptop, tired, maybe a little stoned, like during the day. Did not hit. But it did, but it didn't. Like, I understood it. I got it. And then I watched it again while I was in Brazil, because I went to see a lot of movies between, like, it was hot outside, so I'd go see a movie. So I would see it there. And seeing it in theater was a different experience. And it was also, it's a movie I really like. It hurts that movie because it's very close to home in a lot of ways. Of this guy with, like, as someone who suffers from, like, depression, mental health. I related too much, and it's like that movie for me is like watching Requiem for a Dream. It's for me.
It's visceral.
Very much. But just for me, because I've talked to other people who love that movie. It's number 1 on a lot of people's lists this year. I'm happy Charlotte Wells got a nomination. I'm happy Paul Mescal got a nomination. That's a movie. I don't know. Like I wouldn't have put it a Best Picture. Wouldn't put it given an original screenplay. But she's gonna be working as a director now. Like she's gonna get movies made. So I'm happy it's there. I'm happy he's nominated. I don't think he'll win. For me, it's Colin. It has to be Colin. I want it to be Colin. It's a 3-way. I don't think that 3-way race anymore is existing. I think Brendan is not going to get it. I think it's between Colin and Austin.
I couldn't agree with you more. Austin Butler my split is between Austin Butler and Colin Farrell. Colin Farrell for somehow masterfully pulling this comedic performance and making it so beautiful.
It's so beautiful.
And sad. And you're just like...
I cried.
I did?
Yeah.
Me,
Both
Steve,
times.
and Aaron sat down here in our sweats, cuddling on my fucking couch, all laughing and crying together.
When the donkey dies.
Oh, my God. And just the simpleton in him with this big heart and like we said, like how he's Carrie Condon, his sister, his sounding board, right? He just somehow manages to... It's the magic of Farrell because I always remember him as a drunk and a bad boy and a fucking swinger about town. I don't ever remember every time I see him, he surprises me.
Yeah, I know. He's whatever this stages he's doing right now, like where he's acting these like really interesting films, and he is like After Yang, so good.
That's
like,
a snub.
I know it's a snub. That's a huge snub,
right? Like and then he's like, I'm gonna be fucking Oswald
the Penguin.
Cobblepot. Right? I'm gonna be the Penguin.
I'm down. I love everything he's doing.
Yeah.
He's always been like an MVP for me.
Big
so
swings, man. Like, do it.
This movie is so like, and I rewatched In Bruges recently.
So did I.
Yeah, and I was like, fuck, this movie's so good and so different from this movie.
All right.
But man, like that's also a movie where you sympathize with him so much. Like you understand, like he made a fucking mistake, and it's really hard. And you can tell he's just like dying inside slowly, but he's still like lighthearted, and it's just so well balanced.
They were fucking midgets.
It's so funny. I forgot about that twist ending. I forgot how it ends. It's so.
All right,
funny.
I'm gonna go run out the window.
Yeah,
and you're gonna meet me around the corner, and when you see me, you can start shooting me. Okay?
Yeah. So wait, do I turn right or left? I turn right. It's like, and then that woman at the hotel's like, "You guys are mental." Like, I hope it's him. I'm so excited for his speech if he gets it. You know,
Austin, because nobody has gone the lengths that he has to bleed that character.
Yeah, and like I don't love the performance. I think third act stuff where he's a drug addict is a little too much.
I mean,
it's fine. He's just like, it just didn't do. It's so cliche to the movie, like to the biopic movies.
Yeah, it is, but it's also a reminder he's the original.
Yeah,
he's the first. Like, I mean, out of a lot of people,
Ray Charles did it first.
No,
I know what you mean, though. I know what you mean.
Like he's Brittany.
Yeah,
he's shaved head Brittany when she was going through her throes of stuff. Like, and you finally find out, why did this global fucking icon never go visit his friends in Istanbul,
right.
or France or Australia? Because of a fucking drifter.
Well, like also we've needed a good Elvis picture for a long time, like a biopic like this.
And the way Baz Luhrmann makes films, a collection of multiple scenes and camera angles, spliced together with this unbelievable performance. Like when
and a great soundtrack, by the way.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
When you see him swing those hips the first time,
that beginning intro is so good.
He knows how responsible he is for. I'll lose you if this isn't right.
I love when the first time it happens and he goes, What's going on? They're like, keep doing what you're doing. You know, like, Elvis is my person I grew up with, not Beatles.
I was in Elvis home too,
because I had older parents too. Like, you know, so it was like
my mom saw him in Vegas.
Oh, crazy! Like, yeah, so like Elvis was my person. So this movie, I wish meant more to me in a lot of ways. I think he does a good job. I think you clearly tell he worked hard on this performance, and it shows. So that's why I'm like, I'm okay if he wins, and I'm happy if he wins.
It's one of those situations, like, and for the whale, right? Like
it's a comeback.
It's a comeback.
The nomination's enough for him.
But he could do that role out of that suit, where Butler had to put Elvis in him, Brendan had to put the character on.
I think sometimes for best actor or actress, it's like the biggest diverse to who they are as a person.
The biggest swing the other way, you mean? Yeah. No, I agree. And
like that's why I think Denzel Washington in Training Day is a perfect example that he won. And I think it's like, nice guy Denzel is fucking psycho. Yeah. And I think, Colin is this like drunken guy we kind of know, like especially in
a drunken buffoon in a small Irish town.
But he's like this calm, gentle, like he's this good looking guy who's just kind of like
in the backdrop of the war happening, and he's at home because he wouldn't be a good soldier.
Like he takes care of animals and stuff.
Right.
Like,
he's a simpleton.
He's a simpleton.
But he's a simpleton that you fucking root for.
It's man, like we can get into that movie. We get the best picture, but like I have a lot to say about that one. Anyways,
So I'm split for who deserves it between Elvis and.
I will say Colin. I'm split, but it will be Colin. I'm okay if Austin gets it. I don't want Brendan to get it, unfortunately. Nice guy though.
Yeah, I want. Okay, here I'll settle. Colin's going to win it.
Yes,
but I want Butler to get it.
Okay, fair. I'll give you that. Actress in a leading role. Do you want to do this one?
You do it.
Okay. Kate Blanchett in Tar. I'm Lydia Tar. Okay. Just Anna de Arms, blonde. She gets fucked up.
I know she does. I fast forwarded to the.
I rewatched it actually on the plane because I was like, did I hate this movie? And I watched it. I was like, I don't mind it.
The critics bombed the shit out of it, and I was like, okay, I'll tell you right now, I didn't want to watch these scenes. I just wanted to see if what they were saying was lining up, and I'm like, come on, guys, like stop beating her up for this.
I really like Anna de Arms, and I don't. She does good in this. Anyways,
yeah.
Andrea Riseborough, who I really do love.
Oh boy.
To Leslie. Drink. That's kind of it. Michelle Williams, Fableman. I got a monkey.
Here's your trains.
Yeah, it's your trains. Michelle Yeoh, putting googly eyes on everything. That's it.
Okay, you go first for this one.
Oh man, this is a tough one.
Who do you want to win?
So I think it was a split between Kate and Michelle.
That's who you want to win?
I think it was. Yes, I think both of them are deserving, and I want them both to win. But I think at this point, no one's talking about Kate anymore. I think it's Michelle.
Yeah.
Kate has her Oscar. It will be Michelle.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, I want Michelle Yeoh to win, mostly because of her Golden Globe speech.
Yes.
Where she was like, I know martial arts, you shut up and don't try to take me off stage. Like the coming out party for Michelle Williams or Michelle Yeoh, who we've seen in so much, but don't know.
Yeah.
I know her as what Hollywood has taught me to know her as, and I'm ashamed to know her as that unbelievably attractive Asian woman in all the martial arts movies who kicks ass. And that's what's been fed to me. And finally, it's like, no, so much more. And I just want her to get what she deserves, because there is no person that I've met that's seen it. None of these people are alike, and they all love this movie. Like
right.
it hits and checks boxes.
Right. I actually realized I said Michelle Williams.
Yeah, you remember Yeoh.
I was like, oh wait, no, Michelle Williams for
Fablemans.
For Fablemans as a supporting actress.
Oh,
I realized I was talking about her there, and I was like, oh, I forgot she was nominated for Best Actress there. It's because like in my head, there's only 2 nominations. Like it's
I get it.
Michelle Yeoh or Kate Blanchett. That Michelle Yeoh speech she gave before like the award season, where she was just on the, like, just talking about everything everywhere. And she was, like, kind of getting very emotional. And she was just like, I'm so honored to be in this movie, and these guys asked me to be in it. Like, I'm a woman in my, like, 50s, and you don't get, like, an action movie like this that's centered around, like, you know, being Asian.
Unless you're Liam Neeson.
But being Asian as well.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Like, all these things, like, and she's like, it's just, like, the random. And then to have such an insane response to this movie, like, it make a ton of money. It, like, being an awards favorite. It has butt plugs in it, you know? Like, it's crazy. So, but
hey, man, but you know what? Someone's butt plugs are someone else's treasure.
It's true. It's true. Well, again, I'll get into my everything everywhere when we get the best picture. But like, yeah, I have a few more to say about that. But yeah, I think Michelle Yeoh for both of us.
Yeah, I'm sick and tired of watching Kate clean sweep. We know.
She is so good in Tar, but yes, like she will not get this one. It will be Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah, but that's my
second pick.
That's who I want Michelle Yeoh to win.
Yeah.
But I am not confident enough in the Oscars.
I am.
You are?
I think it's going to happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Because I think Blanchett will win for Tar.
SAG won. She's won like most of the major awards. So
I'm going to go with your pick here.
Yeah, please. I think it's a pretty confident one. Like it's the technicals that are hard this year.
We'll get into the things that bother me about the Oscars.
The technicals are the hard ones this year. I think the major ones are actually a little.
All right, you're a director, so it'll be weird if you read them. So I'll read them. You can do Best Picture.
Yep.
All right. So director Martin McDonagh, The Banshees of Inisherin. Daniel Kwan.
You're not gonna do a thing.
You're fucking stupid.
Okay.
Daniel Kwan and Daniel Schnert, Everything Everywhere All at Once. I'm sorry, second Daniel. Hot Dog Fingers. Steven Spielberg, The Fablemans. That's my bad Seth Rogen.
That's pretty good.
impression.
That's pretty good.
Todd Field for Tar. Can I get a G minor in your violin?
That's good.
And Ruben Ostland, who we couldn't get earlier.
Yeah.
Triangle of Sadness. Again, Balenciaga. H&M. Balenciaga.
It's funny. I was like, Ruben something, and the paper's right in front of me. I'm so lazy lately. Do you want to start?
Yeah, I'll go first.
Yeah.
Okay,
This is a tough one, I think.
This is a tough one. I mean, I haven't seen The Fablemans, but I know a Steven Spielberg movie if I was blind and deaf, right? So I've watched him my entire life. He is my director that I've been exposed to the most. So for him to get Best Director, I don't think this is the film that's probably going to do it. I think he's fantastic at making movies. I think he should be making movies until he dies. But I don't think we're going to give Spielberg another one.
Yep.
Right? I just feel he's a Cate Blanchett, right? Yep. And if we're going to talk about diversity and we're going to talk about inclusion, then, let's talk about sex, let's talk about age, let's talk about sexual preference, whatever. All that stuff's all well and good. But let's start just not giving it to the same old white dudes, right? Like anybody else, young white dude, fine. But like the director just...
And it's a heavy male.
He doesn't need it for his...
Yep.
He doesn't need it for his career.
Yep. Agreed.
So I'm out with Spielberg. I'm torn between McDonough and Ostland, to tell you the truth.
Interesting. Okay. So I will say I am torn between...
That's for my who I think is going to win.
I would say for thinking it's Martin and the Daniels.
Yeah, okay. Again, I haven't seen...
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't have a thing for...
I even on just like background of like progression through the Oscar or the award seasons, I think it's a tough one. Like I think Banshee should... Like, Colin's going to get Best Actor for Banshees.
But didn't McDonough win for Three Billboards?
He did. You're right. Yeah, you know what? I forgot about that. You're right.
So now we got another guy who's got one.
Yeah, you're right.
With a guy who's got three?
Yeah, and Ruben... This is the first time Ruben's been like honored at the Oscars, like despite winning the Palme d'Or.
Huge in Europe.
Yeah, he's won the Palme d'Or twice. Like,
oh my god.
Yeah, like for Force Majeure in The Square. Like, for The Square and this one, he won Palme d'Or.
Yes, because that was one of the many accolades at the beginning of the film,
which is crazy. Like a guy because that's the thing. Like, you play Cannes, it's fucking huge, but like the Oscars don't care.
Yeah,
it's a thing. So.
It's the Oscars of Europe.
It is 100%. It's bigger than the Oscars.
Oh, it's huge because it's global.
Yeah, like Pulp Fiction won the Palme d'Or, and people forget about that.
That's big.
I am going to say, and I agree, Spielberg doesn't need this. This is not his best film.
To be nominated,
I don't think he should be. I think Sarah Polley should be there.
I agree with you.
It's just...
I just think he's going to go, I was nominated, fine, fuck it. But I think the Sarah Polley is... Sorry, go on.
No, I think is that. Like, I think he's going to be there. I think it's the Meryl Streep thing, like you said. Like they're doing their due diligence.
Invite him to the dance.
They need to.
You have to because it's ratings.
It's ratings. It's him sitting there.
And let's not forget that the people who win shit get to vote for shit. Like this is all self-perpetuated.
He's on the board. Yeah, like he will probably be voting. Like
got the most seats.
Like I would love Todd. I don't think this is Tar's year. It's just a heavy year. A different year. Tar probably would be taking a lot of these. Ruben would be great. I don't think it's going to be him. I think it's Everything Everywhere. This is the part.
Daniels
the Daniels will sweep at this point. Martin, you're right. I forgot about he won for 3 Billboards. Did he win? That sounds right. I'm going to say the Daniels. Fuck it. The director's is a hard
3
one.
Billboards won for Best Picture, not Best Director.
Definitely won Best Picture.
Yeah, I know that.
Remember that
don't
year.
know which one and I'm too lazy to
fact
check this, listener.
Spielberg, like Todd Field, maybe was nominated for In the Bedroom back in like early 2000s. Ruben's never won. Spielberg has won. Daniels are too green and new. But like the thing is, I think for Moonlight, Barry Jenkins?
Barry Jenkins.
I think he won that year, or was it Damien?
Damien Chazelle won Best Director
that year.
Yeah,
and then Moonlight
for La La
Best
Land.
Picture. So they that's the thing. I was like, will they split it? Like, fuck, that's a tough one. I'm gonna go with Daniels. This is where it gets hard.
No, your sales pitch on Everything Everywhere.
It's the sweep. It's just been sweeping so fucking much. It just feels like like, despite your feelings of the movie.
Well, and here's the messed up thing. Sorry to cut you off.
No.
They're still voting.
Yeah.
Like,
I
they
know.
vote up until the 2 days before.
I think it's like, next week. Yeah.
So now everybody gets to hang back and hold their votes because award season has ripped
It's
through.
also
How
the
much
party.
does this influence?
Like, if you're in LA right now, you're going to the parties and you're hanging out with all these guys. Like,
well, it's
the campaign.
It's the campaigns,
Yeah.
which we'll talk about with Andrea Riceborough.
Yes, and as well, like, I like, not that I have a lot of experience in this, but like some of the people I've like got to meet throughout the years are PR people. One in particular, she does like a lot of Oscar PR and stuff. So like I've seen like her Facebook right now is like annoying.
Yeah, right.
It's like it's about
Q&A.
Yeah. So like it's interesting.
I read all of the shit after the Riceborough thing happened. I was
Right.
like, okay, how do you campaign?
And I
like,
watched.
they're really.
I did watch that movie, by the way.
I have been trying to.
Okay,
I
was
fucking love the premise.
It was on the plane on my way back from Brazil, and I was like,
Okay,
oh, sweet.
We'll get
yeah,
there.
yeah. So what is your directing pick?
My directing pick is
Hard pick.
My hard pick is I believe you that the Daniels will win.
Okay.
I do,
but
I want McDonough to win because I love his
also-
filmmaking.
I love him. I love
want him
that
to win
movie.
because he'll win, and then he'll make more films, and I'll be happy. Like it's
I just dislike Three Billboards so much. Like
really,
I do not like.
it was such a break from In Bruges,
I hate that movie.
and it didn't.
Sam Rockwell's great in it, but it's such a problematic movie. I don't remember it that well. But I remember not liking it and thinking it had.
There
issues.
are a lot of things happening.
Yeah.
Like there's the murder, then there's the suicide, and then there's the fucking the
racist cop.
the racist cop who redeems himself.
Yeah.
Like
it ends on a weird tone.
it doesn't end.
Yeah.
Well, so did Banshees. So does Bruges.
Yeah, that's
Brendan
true.
Gleeson's
Yeah.
fucking hamburger meat.
Yeah, I
Bruges.
guess so. I feel like those are a little more settled though.
Yeah. No. So. Oh shit! I picked the wrong one. McDonough is my want, but Daniels is my confirmed.
Yeah. I would be happy if it's Martin.
And my snub is Sarah Polley.
Yes, agreed. Big one. Best
This is-
picture.
and I said it in my review, and I'll say it here. I really thought it was cool when I heard that she did it on like a 10-hour workday.
Oh yes, yeah. I've seen like articles about this. Yeah,
It was like a big fucking risk, and I mean to sell that and be like, we're gonna do this like normal humans. I mean,
No, there's
certain productions require it, but like not. It doesn't have to be all the time.
No, and like I've talked to producers about it. It's a big thing. Like I get it too. Like I've been in the situation. I'm like, guys, can we go a little longer? Like it's hard, but like you can get it done. It's scheduling. It's it's
Well, it's also counter to what the industry knows, right? Like you got a
Yeah.
lot of education to retrain that into a system that
I will say too, it might be because of like those long days is why I moved into directing, because I was like, I can't do this. I need to be the top of the bill.
Sure. No, there's
I need
people
to be
who
the
are
guy
built
in
for
chair.
it.
Yeah, I'm
no.
guy in chair. I used to like lift heavy lights and was like, I'm the youngest guy here. Why am I like dying? Like why am I fucking work out all the time, but these old like guys have the construction worker mentality of the shutting their brain off and doing it.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, good for them, but like I couldn't do it.
Oh no, it takes a breed, man.
Yeah, it's a breed, 100%. Best
So
pick.
yeah, so director. So best pick. You can read this
Can I read
one.
this?
Last one.
Okay. Best picture.
This is so bad.
All quiet on the restaurant front. Ik weiß nicht. Avatar, The Way of Water. Bro, are you going to go swimming with her? I don't know what that was. That was Jamaican.
And I haven't seen it, so I can't confirm.
They say a lot of bro. They say bro a lot. Fancy of Inish Sharon. You better not be there.
You're fucking stupid.
Yeah, I don't know.
You could be rowing. See you at the pub.
Elvis. A little less conversation, a little more action.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's good. Everything, everywhere, all at once.
I'm
out. Big Boulder.
Okay.
Sitting there.
Everybody will get that.
Yep. The Fablemans. You can be something great. I don't know. That's my Paul Dano.
Tar?
Tar. I was trying to click on my. You think you know what music is? Oh, I don't know. I'm just making lines up now. Top Gun Maverick. And this is me dropping my giant binder into a garbage. Throw everything you know out the window.
Oh yeah, when he comes in with the training
yeah.
speech, yeah.
Triangle of Sadness. Can you relax your triangle of sadness? That's a great line. Women talking. Hey, it's me. I'm a woman. I don't know. I was like dying there.
I was going to say, should we forgive them?
Oh, that's good. That's a
should we
good
fight?
one. That's a good one. Should we stay?
Should we stay?
That scene particularly when they talk about that is very good. How they show it on paper and stuff.
Well, yeah, because they can't have any written
they can't
record.
have any record. It's so good.
And you know who? And I mean, I'm only saying this because he did it so well. But Winshaw,
So good in that movie.
he's so good.
Underrated actor.
Well, that's Paddington, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, he's.
That's Paddington's voice. It's Ben Winshaw,
I didn't know that.
right? Not just Q.
Yeah.
Not just Q Branch.
Yeah. I know him as Q. I know.
But as watching him play To Be Told To
Yeah.
and to know his place, like he did the job of the person all of the men in the audience need to be.
Yeah. 100%. You said it so well. Yes. I
You
agree.
know, and I got that, and I'm a fucking moron.
I agree.
But like, I was like,
Not
that's
that
me.
you're a moron. I agree with you.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. But like, I could see that
Yeah.
Sarah Polley was like to the world that portion, and this is why she's a snub for director. That portion and the 13-year-old boy portion.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not listening and taking that away and applying it to life right now,
Yeah.
you missed the boat.
Agreed.
Sir.
Yeah.
And I was in a room with, it smelled like Oscar de la Renta and like the Sears catalog.
Yeah.
Average age, probably 70, right? And like, we were the youngest ones there.
Right.
And Shauna leans over. She's like, I'm really sorry if you're not enjoying this. I said, I fucking love this. Like, I love this. And I really didn't know if they were going to go or not.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
no,
did not. I was the thriller. It was a thriller.
I did not like a lot of the things that happened in that movie. I don't want to spoil too much of it, but like a lot of things I was surprised that I was like, oh, okay. That's how we're ending. Okay. We're going with this route. I again, it's a fucking movie that more people should see, and it drives me insane. That
Did you like 12 Angry Men, listener? If you've ever seen 12
That's a very
Angry
good
Men,
comparison. Yeah.
It's isolated, one room,
Yep.
dialogue only. So you've just got to appreciate conversations and
Someone else said the same comparison to me, and I forgot. Like I was saying something else. I was like, it's very much like this, and I can't remember what I was saying, but they were like, it's 12 Angry Men. I was like, oh yeah, you're right. That's the better comparison.
It's and you've got like Rooney was the Jack Lemmon.
Yep.
Right. And George C. Scott was Jesse Buckley, actually.
Yep.
Right? Like you had those comparisons of the standout and the
you have
the blowhard,
the
and
personalities.
You have exactly, but they also are like they were empaths for like different parts of abuse.
Yep.
Right? Like forgiveness and confusion and shame and all these things. They played each part of what happens when they were all abused in their own way.
Yep.
And fuck, she's such a good fucking
It's such
director.
a good movie. It's again, well, if that being said, is that your best picture nomination or to pick?
Yeah, like I want it to win.
Right.
I want it to win, and I don't mean to sound like a blowhard or like, you know, I'm not one of those dudes who's just like, I sincerely think it's a great fucking movie.
Right.
And I also think Avengers are great fucking movies. And the reason you should believe me when I'm not trying to be all like, I side with women on this and be insincere. It's just a fucking good movie.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? It's well directed. It's good conversations. It's topical. It pulls at your heartstrings.
Yep.
You're committed to the characters. Take that, put that in any movie. I'm in. I don't care what the fucking subject matter is. So yeah, no, you really got to watch it. Dudes need to fucking watch it. End of story. But yeah, that's what I want to win. What do I think will win?
Yeah.
Actually, you go. What do you want to win?
No, go ahead.
No, you go. I've been.
I think what I want to win. I would be happy if Banshee won. I would be happy if Tar won. Those and in Triangle. My 2022 top 10 list. Those are my 3 top picks. Those are I think number
3 for 10. That's pretty good.
I think Tar was number 1. I think I had Banshee number 2 and Triangle number 3. And I would be happy if any of those could win. I'd be very satisfied. I don't think they will, but I think the winner is everything because it's on the track to win.
One has to do it.
Yeah.
You know, like where 2 or 3 clean up everything. It's been years since 2 or 3 movies dominated the top. It tends to, if it's in the ether, if it's being talked about, if it campaigns the loudest, right? And those are the things that make a winner.
I will say this is again, I was saving a lot of our talks about this for here.
Sure, yeah.
But I think it's I was talking to a friend about how I'm like, it is a weird movie. It's very not traditional for an Oscar, but I've been watching like random like Kubrick movies lately, and I'm like, fucking Clockwork Orange has an insane rape scene. Like and that was nominated. Did it win? I don't remember, but it was like
wow.
Singing
2000 in the rain.
Yeah, like 2001.
Couldn't listen to that again.
2001's a weird fucking movie, also nominated. Like we've had like maybe
Dr. Strangelove.
Dr. Strange, like these are weird movies.
Eyes Wide Shut.
Yeah, and they, I don't know if Eyes Wide Shut was nominated ever, but
Full Metal Jacket.
Was that nominated?
Best Picture, I think.
Possibly. Yeah. In general, though, but I'm like, we've had weird movies. Maybe they didn't win, but they've been up for nominations. And I think it's like, yeah, this might be one of those scenarios where this one just hits for a lot of reasons. Kind of like, it's like that mixture of being weird, but then also has diversity card, has like a good story, very heartfelt, like all these things on top of it. And it's just a fun watch. It's a movie that most people can enjoy if you can get around like the butt plug silliness of it all.
Well, but I think from what it sounds like, you need some of that silliness so that it's not too grounded in reality.
I think so.
You're playing with time and space. You're playing in the same shit that Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd taught us, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Timelines, multiverses,
Yep.
parallel universes, like all of the stuff that fucking science is working on that can't seem to figure it out. It's all in there, and that's fun shit. Right? Like it's not complicated by the sounds of it.
Yep.
Even though the quantum mechanics of it all, like this is a way better version of Quantum Mania.
I agree.
And I haven't seen it.
You still you're not missing much.
No, not Quantum. I've seen Quantum Mania, a piece of shit.
You're talking about Doctor Strange.
I'm talking about Everything Everywhere.
Oh,
Who's
sorry.
on first?
I see. Otherwise, like, I don't know. What's your pick for winning?
Winning. I'm going to go with. I'm split between All Quiet and Everything.
See, I was talking to a friend. Like, it could be All Quiet. It could be this weird poll because the Oscar voting. If you ever read anything, and I'm gonna butcher it a bit, but like, the point system gets convoluted sometimes. Where if you're number one, if you have number one up there too much, it can like cancel another one out. So that's why we've had like weird wins in the past, like Spotlight or like et cetera, et cetera. Like, there was a year when Dunkirk was there, and I thought Dunkirk could win because it was going to eliminate the other ones. So like, this could happen. That's why we've had like Green Book. We had someone's third become the winner. So that could happen. Like,
I just think when they did the Bong Joon-ho Parasite, best international, best picture.
Yeah,
I think that set a precedent to start opening Best Picture up to more global film.
I agree. I think it's a younger voting body as well as a more international voting body, which is why we are having changes. Moonlight, Parasite. It's funny. I think it's also like we have the year where they do it right, the year they do it wrong, year they do it right. So I think they did like, fucking Moonlight, Green Book, and then whatever the year after that, Nomadland, and then Parasite. We go back and forth. Like, I feel like every year is something. So this might be the year they swing the right way.
Well, this might be the year where they get out of their way and everything wins because it's everything to everyone.
Yeah.
Where like Tar is not
very Oscar.
Right. Very Oscar, but great. But great. And then you've got your Avatar and your Top Gun in there just to satisfy us dweebs and nerds and fandom fucks. But like, why couldn't Spider-Man be there? We're forgetting about.
Are we talking about Into the Spider-Verse, or what are we talking about here?
We're talking about Spider-Man No Way Home.
Probably at some capacity, it probably was maybe in the mix. I don't think they campaigned for that.
I know that. Well, but we've got two movies. Okay, you're campaigning Avatar just because it's James Cameron's name, but campaigning Top Gun, you should be campaigning this. I'm going to rephrase that. Top Gun is campaigning because it's $1 billion film.
Right.
It's not
well loved.
Well loved, but
same with Avatar, well loved.
I don't think a jet fighting movie deserves to be nominated, but it's being nominated because it's $1 billion film, and it looks silly if they don't nominate some of the most successful films, because success in a picture is defined as best picture just as much as it's well liked.
Well, I think now
right?
it does.
Well, yeah, way more. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, way more now.
Like I think. Yes, but I think also like these are good movies at the same time.
Yeah,
like I would,
I'm just saying, if you're nominating Top Gun, you should probably be nominating No Way Home.
No Way Home. Again, I think that movie. Like, I love that movie, but it has issues. Like, I don't think that's a perfect film. Like, I would.
No, but if we're nominating Top Gun, I don't think Top Gun is worth anything outside of $1 billion for its nomination.
Oh, see, I think Top Gun is a good movie that also made a lot of money. Where No Way Home
Made the same amount of money.
Has an insane amount of money. Super nostalgic. Really enjoyed it. I don't think it's a good storytelling movie. I think it's very like super comic booky. But
I also don't think Top Gun is either. It's the same thing recycled.
See, I would disagree because I think it is recycled, of course, but like it does it so well. Like you forget it's recycled. Like I think like the Force of whatever you want to say, it's like Star Wars New Hope. That's fine. Like I don't mind that. But like it's just fucking fun. Like,
no,
it's
I get
so fun.
I do.
Yeah.
I agree with you on all of the reasons it's a great film.
Yep.
But what I don't agree on is that is what that's what's getting it a Best Picture. I don't think it's that good. I think it's getting the dollar value.
Right. I see.
As its vote. They're like, it's the one that saved cinema. It's Tom Cruise.
And it did.
Right? It did.
Yeah.
But if we're talking, okay, fine. That's defined by how much it made. All these other movies made $1 billion, but I don't think they wanted to give it to Marvel for Best Picture.
Of course not. They don't want to give it to Netflix or Marvel or anything.
Well, and it's kind of it, but
the Angela Bassett thing will be the opening door for Marvel getting an Oscar.
Angela Bassett? Oh, sorry, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought Lansbury for a second. I was like the teacup from
No.
Beauty and the Beast.
That's funny. So sorry.
Yeah.
You think Everything Everywhere will take it?
I think it's a tie between Everything Everywhere
or All Quiet.
All Quiet. I'm gonna pick All Quiet.
Yeah, do it. I think it could. Like, I think there could be like this weird turn where they go like, this movie is a big like. Again, we've had years where Spotlight took it and had 0 wins prior to it. You know, I think Mark Ruffalo got one, but or something. It was nominated, but like it won Best Picture, and it was like, that was random. That was not the one I thought. You know, I thought it was going to be the Revenant.
Sure, yeah, no, and yeah, when they're bunched together for weeks at a time from December through to March, you just eventually start to make kind of
look how close Bohemian Rhapsody almost became like the Best Picture one year. So
true.
Otherwise, solid year overall. I was going to say if you did want to talk about the Andrea Riseborough thing.
Yeah, well, I was going to say first of all, like, that ties into all the drama of the Oscars, right? Either it goes long, someone fucks up, Warren Beatty opens his mouth, right? Like, there's it's live TV. You got potential for anything. So, like, first of all, let's go Riceboro. Like, I mean, I read the rules.
Yeah.
If nobody knows about this, Riceboro had it made like $27,000, the movie.
Yeah, small indie film.
Directed by Mary McCormick's husband, actually.
Oh,
Mary
really?
McCormick of Weeds fame. But because it's Andrea Riseborough and she's been in some other stuff that's fairly
very good movie,
very good actors,
Possessor, Oblivion, Tom Cruise,
right?
Yeah.
Like, she's
a lot of movies.
But this one just didn't have a punch. But she got nominated.
Yep.
And she got nominated because of the social media campaign push that it seems that
No,
is maybe
pushed
irked the Oscars.
Pushed by her producer or director.
Either or can.
Yes, yeah, and they basically emailed a lot of their friends, colleagues, and
had showings,
which
you're allowed to do.
Yeah, all these things are legal. Like email Edward Norton being like,
yeah,
hey man, if you can do a shout out to tell people to watch this movie or something, like things like that.
Yeah, we talked about it when it first happened.
Yeah.
Being that what the fuck is going on, but now that we're getting closer, this is pretty much that. What's your take on the whole thing?
I think it's fine. I think it's just like, hey, some movies have the money to do that. Some movies it
clearly is an example of movies having money versus not.
I was gonna say some things are done fucking curtains closed, some things are done curtain open. These are we found out this was happening and it's fine. Like, this is no different of me going to the party, going to 6 parties in a night, just shaking hands.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with this. She hustled. She did it.
I agree with you.
It sucks that, hey, fucking Viola Davis.
Yeah, Viola Davis.
Yeah.
Woman King.
For Woman King didn't get it. There was a few actors that could have taken that place, but it sucks. And
that's
the way
the hustle.
That's the hustle. That's the kind of annoying. The shit here. I wish we could change, but sometimes some years they get it right, sometimes they get it wrong. Sometimes someone works a little bit harder to get their nom.
I was just really surprised that they had the balls to put that out there, because I was like, you guys are already you're still in recovery mode from last year.
Well, I think it's more,
and now you're drawing attention to yourselves for we're going to investigate this.
I think it's more annoying that they're blaming Andrea for this, as opposed to the directors or producers who were the ones involved, but she's the name attached, so she's the one that got the nom.
Yeah,
which is fine. You know what? And
again, everyone they wrote it, Variety wrote it, and Hollywood Reporter wrote it. She called Charlize Theron, she called Edward. It was no. You guys got to understand something. Yes, so they called their famous friends to hold parties. Those famous friends can pull names. If you want your film to be seen, you need a reason. Like, it's all above board, in my opinion.
Yeah,
They don't like how close it came to people of name.
It's a fine movie. It's very movie we've all kind
It's
of
my
seen
kind of
before.
movie.
It's a movie we've all kind of seen before, and she does a good job, and it's fine. You know, it's basically about she's a drug addict, or sorry, a drunk mom.
Wins the lottery
at one point, and
pisses
she
it all away.
and then now she's like, you know, in her 50s, and she's like an alcoholic, and like, she tries to get
Sign
her
me
life
up.
straight. It's fine. It's good. It's a low budget little thing, and Mark Maron plays the love interest.
Shut up.
Yeah, he's very good in it.
Oh, dude, where'd you watch it?
On a plane.
Oh, that's right, to Brazil.
Yeah. Coming back, I was very excited because I was like, oh, this is on here? Okay, I got to watch this before I get tired.
I'll wait for digital home release.
It'll be fine, yeah.
In closing here, before we get out of here, what do you, like, okay, first of all, do you think, let's have some predictions here. Do you think there will be any major drama on the scale of the Will Smith slap this year?
I think this will be
the tightest run.
Apparently they have trained people this time.
They have a crisis
unit.
They
have a crisis unit, yeah. But I think this year will be very, like, PG, kind of boring but basic. Like, we're going to go back fully
It's going to be
traditional.
safe.
Very safe. Like, I think even stage-wise will look like very similar how we do it. I think everything will be very normal to how we're used to things. I'm excited by some of the women performances, original song performances.
Yeah.
A Natu. I hope they pull out this massive fucking showcase with all these Indian actors and stuff. I hope it becomes.
I mean, it makes perfect sense.
I hope they do it, like, these big things. I don't think there'll be any drama. I think for one, I think the Will Smith thing is so unbearable and, like, hard to even think about it. And then prior to that, with the envelopes thing, I think at this point, like, unless you have, like, an actor or an actress there that is, like, a ticking time bomb, they wouldn't risk it. Like, they would figure something out to be, like, put them in the corner or something, you know, like, figure out a way to, like, not make them blow up in any way. They go into Jimmy Kimmel and be like, don't fucking do any jokes about this guy, you know?
Speaking of, do you, and this has come up multiple times, but now we're nice and close, so we can really theorize.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they do a bit, or do you think
they're going to talk about it? They have to. They're going to.
Okay. Yeah, I think
they'll make
coming.
jokes. Yeah.
Okay. Are they gonna make jokes, or are they gonna do a bit?
They're going to make jokes.
So you don't think there's gonna be a recreation or any sort of sketch?
No, and if Jimmy Kimmel does it, it will be very, like,
on the nose,
and he.
So I imagine
or improv, you know, like, in the moment or something where, like, it's not fully, like, they couldn't have stopped it.
Like, it's they know that everybody who's tuning in cares more about that.
Yeah.
They'll probably have a really good turnout this year for Oscars, right? Because we're all wanting to see what happened, which makes everyone go conspiracy brain and be like they planned it so that the following year would be a boost. Whatever, get your head out of your ass. End of the day, though, like, none of us, like, we're watching for the movies, but the general public's watching for this. I want to see. I really want to see a bit. Like,
something will happen, you know.
But, like, I want to see everybody in the crowd. I really want to see, like, is Tom Hanks going to get fucking cranky again?
Right.
You know, are they going to pan over to James Cameron and he's going to be giving somebody, like,
Yeah.
I don't care about what they do because I know it'll all be planned.
Maybe they'll have, like, a bit where, like Jimmy Kimmel is like, well, we all know what happened last year, but we won't do anything. Right, Tom Hanks? And he says it insulting, and then Tom Hanks comes up and slaps him, and he insults someone else, and they come up and slap him.
That's what I'm getting at, right?
Yeah.
Like, does he say something about someone's, like, does he look down at the front table and whoever wife is there? It's like, hey, listen, you look like your wife could be in X movie. And then, do you do that, or do you just every so often, does Jimmy Kimmel come out a little bit at a time with, like, a black eye and then the bloody lip? And then halfway through the show, he was like, "Yeah, Will Smith came by to say hello." Right? Like, what? Do you?
That's funny. I doubt it will be that poignant. I think he'll just use his words and, like, we all know what happened last year. You know, he's gonna start off like that, or at least, like.
Or do they just start the show and then eventually?
No, they'll have something. Like, they'll do it right off the top.
When does Chris Rock's live stand-up occur? Because he's just admitted in the last 24 that he will talk about it.
He's at the Oscars?
No, He's doing the very first live stand-up for Netflix.
Oh,
You'll be able to watch
yes,
it live.
I saw that.
Does that air in the next 2 weeks? Because he's finally admitted he's going to talk about it.
I wonder if that's going to like.
Is this all? Is he? Because his live stand-up needs people to pay attention.
Right.
So if he drops it right before Oscars, he knows that people are going to be paying attention because then they're going to have Chris's whatever, and the response will come from the Oscars because everyone will have seen it because Jimmy Kimmel's a comedian and friends with Chris Rock. Like, this is all starting to get little fucking rubbing shoulders.
Right.
Because
Possibly,
it's now churning in the news. So
but see, at the end of the day, I'm like, I don't even give a shit.
I'm not saying
enough.
conspiracy.
But like at the end of the day, I'm like, I don't even give a shit as long as we get through our awards and it's
Yeah.
not like fucking drama. I'm like, I'm happy because like the biggest piss off about La La Land and Moonlight was like taking it away from Moonlight.
Oh God.
So like as long as this shit and like
Totally.
again, and that was like Will Smith's slap ruined the night. Like it took away from all these other winners, and I'm like,
I think it got worse when they were like, we got to call this guy back and give him his fucking award.
So like I that's what I just as long make your goddamn jokes, just don't ruin the fucking night for everyone else. You know?
Yeah, no,
like
I agree.
that's all I want in the end because like this is a special night, even for people like me who are at home.
Yeah,
it's
tradition. I grew up on it.
Yeah.
I still think they're all movie stars.
Yep.
It's still
it's my Super Bowl. I get so excited.
It's my Joel Osteen.
Yeah. Like I've gotten emotional sometimes. It's just like,
I cry.
Like I
get caught up in it all.
I've had a dream in my life to be invited to the Oscars. That's my goal. Be invited.
Yeah.
Because then you're invited to the table.
I'm gonna send in a Make-A-Wish for us
to
the Academy and let them know who we are.
Yeah.
And that if they have any heart whatsoever,
Yeah.
we'll get someone who's really good at verbs and adjectives to make us something.
Yeah.
And we'll say, listen, we're fucking podcasters from Northern.
Yeah, we're
cold.
poor.
We're poor.
Yeah.
But you could make an experience for us that we would love to talk about on the show, and you can get some serious fucking credit.
That's called an Ellen.
Yeah. Like, I'll get my ass there, but you have to let me in.
Yeah,
and one red carpet party after. Just one. Like, what?
It's a lot. You're asking for a lot. Already.
Hey, man, I want the ticket. I'll ask for a lot, and then they'll be like, okay, if you just come to the Oscars, you two can come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what you do? You do with that, like back in like 2000 or 2001, that someone stole a box of Oscars. And then, do you remember this?
No.
So somehow no one knows the background story. Someone stole a box off a truck when they got shipped over, and then they found the box like a week or two later in the dumpster, and it was like these brand new Oscars, not labeled or anything. And it was this guy, like this garbage man. He found it when he was like about to dump out the dumpster. So he called. Somehow they got in touch, called the police. Anyways, they invited him to the Oscars. He brought his son.
That's what I'm talking about.
So this is what you need. You need to find a box of Oscars.
Or just like a real sympathetic somebody.
Yeah.
And oh, here she comes. You know what that means.
Diamond.
Hello, Diamond.
Hi.
Go get in the shot. There you go. Your big schnauzer's in the shot. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is our hopes, our dreams, our wishes for Oscars 2023. That's right around the corner. So
big day.
Yeah,
March 12th.
If you find this on March 12th, you should listen to this right before.
Yes.
And then you can laugh at how wrong, right, or not even close we were. And by doing so, you'd have to subscribe to the show. So find that button in your podcast player that says follow, like, subscribe, whatever that button is that makes us show up on repeat. Hit that button, and then we'll always be there. And that's how you can support the show. It's free. It works way better for us. You don't have to do anything. Just subscribe to the show and listen to it because that's how you obviously support it. Follow our shit: Twitter, Instabook, Twitter, Instagram. This is when I get hungry and I start to get brain drain.
Right?
Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. YouTube, The Real Debaters, the RD Podcast Shorts for YouTube. Real Debaters Pod, Instagram and Twitter, and the Real Debaters Podcast on Facebook, all in our link in our bio, which also has Ian's TikTok in there for Diamond and Ian and all the shit that he does. So if you're a big fan of Diamond and you see Diamond around town, this is where Diamond hangs out when Ian's podcasting. I get 2 hours of Diamond walking around acting all cute and shit. So you can watch that on our link in our bio. So that's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. For the link in our bio, just subscribe. Then you're never going to miss the trivia shit or Ian shit or wherever Diamond's going to be.
I was recently verified on Instagram.
Oh, really? You got blue check?
I got blue check.
How do you?
Not easy.
Really?
We'll talk about it.
All right. Yeah, for sure. Anyways, thank you for listening to special features, and I'm gonna go eat because my blood sugar's dropping. Watch all the movies. Say bye.
Bye.
Bye.